Nah, man, you gotta tell love sometimes fall back. Cause love be on some bullshit sometimes, man. And that's a fact.
Make real, listen real.
Right now it's kinda hard, but I moved on. And the voice keeps saying don't love again. Even now, I don't even know who you are. I ain't hear you, but you say, bitch, come again. Shit, you tryna have your way with me, don't start. When the nigga fell for was the worst part. Fuck love, and ain't get a nigga nowhere. Except alone, looking stupid with a broke heart. Can't shake how I feel, so I let it flow. Can the hurt be fixed? I don't never know. But the cold never bothered me anyway. When you feel like else, I gotta let it go. See, your friends never cared in the first place. Every time you caught a worm, baby, those birds say you love me and I look like fuck's sake. Gotta show me, don't tell me, baby, those words. Probably think right now that I hate you. Nah, just the time a nigga had to waste now. Then you do something to me and I scratch that. But then think we game love, trying to play now. Love, it ain't for everybody I see. And I understand why niggas say it's played out. When you fallin', can't think straight. And you pass your regrets on the way down. You can see it for yourself, no silly games. I don't even know what more I can really say. I gave you everything you asked for, didn't I? And you still try to fuck me over anyway. At times you're real, but most times you're fake. And that's the reason I don't trust you, love. I was told I could never be hurt by you, but then I was, so it's fuck you, love. So here we are, I don't even wanna stay with you when everything is a game to you. See, you lied to me, love. Shit ain't been the same with you when I can really see the change in you. I ain't never wanna go to the places that you took me to, with all the bullshit you put me through. Well, now you see the reason I don't trust you, love. So you got me saying fuck you, love. I don't even wanna stay with you when everything is a game to you. So you lied to me, love. Shit ain't been the same with you when I can really see the change in you. I ain't never wanna go to the places that you took me to, with all the bullshit you put me through. Well, now you see the reason I don't trust you, love. So you got me saying fuck you, love. Look, I know you fell in the worst way. Batter up, about to take you off of first base. Now you sitting looking puzzled with a hurt face, knowing you ain't give a fuck in the first place. I'm trying to hurt you in the way where you can't help. Maybe then you can see how the shit felt. The last shit these bitches did really did it for me. Now these hoes putting kisses in the mirror for me. Yeah, I seen your name on my phone screen. It ain't wrong for me at all not to take your call. See, I've been over you, love, first of all. So that pain from the past don't hurt at all. At times you're real, but most times you're fake. And that's the reason I don't trust you, love. I was told I could never be hurt by you, but then I was, so it's fuck you, love. So here we are, I don't even wanna stay with you when everything is a game to you. See, you lied to me, love. Shit ain't been the same with you when I could really see the change in you. I ain't never wanna go to the places that you took me to, with all the bullshit you put me through. Well, now you see the reason I don't trust you, love. So you got me saying fuck you, love. I don't even wanna stay with you when everything is a game to you. See, you lied to me, love. Shit ain't been the same with you when I can really see the change in you. I ain't never wanna go to the places that you took me to, with all the bullshit you put me through. Well, now you see the reason I don't trust you, love. So you got me saying fuck you, love. I don't even wanna stay with you when everything is a game to you. See, you lied to me, love. Shit ain't been the same with you when I can really see the change in you. I ain't never wanna go to the places that you took me to, with all the bullshit you put me through. Well, now you see the reason I don't trust you, love. So you got me saying fuck you, love.
Yeah, Jubilee Jackson, SCB Trip, Detroit baby. SDP yeah. Trip. This time I'm respecting myself, prioritizing my health. No more being a yes man, breaking the curses. Distance myself from energy vamps, they always be thirsting. I gotta be honest, my heart was hurting. Suppressing ain't working, drinking, eating, flirting. Fascinating how human beings be draping the curtains. Hiding what's plaguing us and treading the surface. We're meant for deeper purpose, clean up the waters. We carry the baggage of our mothers and fathers. If we don't unpack it, we hand it to our sons and our daughters. SCLFRESPECT. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. SCLFRESPECT. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. How you feel? Tell me how you really feel. If you can't be authentic with yourself, how you expect to attract what's real? We bring us a line however we be. If I don't like what I see, the change must start from me. Gotta swallow my pride, putting my ego aside. I deserve what I desire. True evolution, the inner is not the attire. And I'm going higher. Used to be surrounded by people who hit me up when they wanted something. Clearly, I'm needing more loving. I am recovering. One day my bloodline gon' listen to me. I'm a legend. S-C-L-F-R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. S-C-L-F-R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. Used to seek validation in my situation. I stated myself I needed vacation or spend another eternity waiting for someone else to rescue me. Nah, I won't wait. Shadow is out. She wanna play. It's about time I'm getting my way. I am worthy. I'm needing a break. Woo! How do I expect people to be there when I abandon myself? Ignore my wounds. Ignore how I felt. The fire gets hotter. I'm watching it melt. Snatching myself out the loop. Reprogramming my ways. I hope you do too. They tried to control me. Guess what I did? I gotta be moved. Can't catch me, slipped out your hand. Run, run, run as fast as you can. On my way to the promised land. I introspect, you weren't a friend, you just a fan. As simple as that. I am a poet and they put it to a beat. Now they think that I rap. 1, 2, 3, it did. Till I close my eyes, meditate. No right or wrong, it is what it is. Everything is everything. Lauryn Hill. Mama and daddy say I'm special. That's why I feel like a misfit. Jaden Smith. Will I listen to the Most High or give in? Surrendering to the flow of life. These other vices ain't getting me by. Breath work, breath play. Every day I'm on the rise. Look in the sky. I am the queen of the night. Got his body on high. I told you how many times I'm eternal, I never die. S-C-L-F-R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. S-C-L-F-R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. S-C-L-F-R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. S-C-L-F-R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy.
Say, bro, you ever been manipulated? I mean, like, that's somebody you love, bro. Really care for. But that shit hurt so bad, bro. So bad. I swear to God, I feel manipulated. That shit done turned my heart to stone. Can't be penetrated. But I ain't coping with it well. Don't know how to take it. All I know is real love. Don't know how to fake it. I'm so confused to the point I don't know who to trust. It's like a war going on. I don't know who to bust. Question myself about my bitch. Is it love or lust? Shit, I had to question myself. Is you man enough? At a point I used to go, I used to love the ball. Now I go out paranoid as fuck. Can't watch them all. I damn near wrecked doing 100 while in my rear view. And I ain't watching for no law. What having friends do. I sit and think of everyone I ever had close. Now I go looking for them. Now it's like I'm seeing ghosts. I can't even smoke the weed no more. It make me sick. How I'm supposed to cope with this? Shit crazy. Manipulation, man. That shit'll break you down, man. Turn you into a whole nother nigga, dog. Question everything and everybody around you, bro. I'm paranoid as fuck. Like, I don't trust shit. I mean, I don't trust shit. Just the way this shit done made me. Can't blame me.
How you say you love me, then turn around and hate? I finally got some money and put food on my plate. Remember, I ain't had nothing, you ain't had nothing to say. Use my loyalty against me, I feel so manipulated. Manipulated. I feel so manipulated. Manipulated. I gave my all to this shit, can't wait to get it back. I gave my heart to this bitch, praying she give it back. Niggas was starving and shit, I gave niggas back. I feel like they robbed me for real when niggas like hit me back. But it's cool, yeah, I gotta do better. Feel like a fool, yeah, cause I knew better. So confused, yeah, thought I knew this. Don't know who is, on food, yeah. Shot on my truck, try to kill me, but I'm still alive. And I really wonder how a nigga feeling sad. Knowing you ain't called, knowing I could've died. there to show.
And that's where my heart is made to go, but I can't trust the soul. My heart got broke while I was young, shit, so I can't trust these hoes. I wanna ask all of my niggas, they gon' bend a boat. But shit, I know the ones that will still gon' answer no. Sometimes I find myself alone and I feel so exposed. I do my dirt all on my own, can't say nobody told. I wish that niggas fuck with me the way I fuck with them. But that's like playing in the ghetto, find the precious gem. My girl be telling me them niggas ain't no good, see? And I be like, but that ain't the way it should be. I keep a bag full of money in case they notice me. In the passport on hand to get fuck overseas.
How you say you love me then turn around and hate? Finally got some money and put food on my plate. Remember I ain't had nothing, you ain't had nothing to say. Use my loyalty against me, I feel so manipulated. Manipulated. I feel so manipulated. 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 I feel so manipulated.
You ever wonder what it's like to live in the jungle? Lion, tigers, and bears, snakes, and scorpions. Can you take this shit serious? Serious as it is. When it's fuck, how you feel? Better get it how you live. When killers retaliate every enemy possible, surviving lives on a hard pill to swallow. God bless the child that can hold his own. That means taking care of your family till your kids are grown. If loyalty is royalty, some of us broke as fuck. Blood thicker than water, but still, who can you trust? They say that you to blame, ran your name in the mud. You a soldier, you was trained, you was ready for war. The president smoking, fucking bitches in the White House. Stomping in the Air Force Ones until the lights out. King of high yourself, they say you dangerous and woke. They know we greedy for these beats, so they say we creep slow.
Whoa, is the new sleep, shallow is the new deep. Cheeks every news week, silence is the new speech. Cool like a fan, but on the other hand, I'm a nympho, so I like to fuck what they saying. Fuck an ab and a pan, they both kicking the can. Two homeless motherfuckers that ain't took back they land. Ain't no need to take a seat, want you to overly stand. Listen up and pour a cup, while I rock like a band. Fuck a chief in a trap, I like feeling the vibe. Man tucking on that pride and see it's just a divide. But you fuck with white girls and you push genocide. And Jennifer, the only one you call for a ride. I was fucking with that shit, but now my feelings have died. And all my women spoil like my package expired. My discernment like a tooth with the feeling inside. Cause I'm here to tell the truth, fuck what you feeling inside, nigga.
This that prolific, spiritual individual. Grab your bitches, they follow him everywhere he go. My oracle, the shit I'm kicking like Sub-Zero. Most niggas playing it simple, we keep shit popping like teenage pimples. Y'all niggas lack credentials, overlapping most uniques with meditation, elevation, fundamentals. It's official, like a ref with a whistle. I won't pick up my dribble, she look me in the eyes, open up the eyes to say, play monkey in the middle. The woman's my favorite riddle. High charisma in my temple, she get real experimental. With her mouth on my pillow, guess my lap is her pillow. She have fun giving me brain, that's real fundamentals. Give me some, get you one. I'm a chosen one to overcome any spiritual war. I know I already won, plus my high vibration surpassing all you bums, nigga.
See, let me tell you something about me. Once I have came to you and addressed the situation multiple times, and I have not seen any change, no change in the behavior and or even an attempt from you, just a small attempt, I promise you I'm going to stop caring. But when I stop caring, I guarantee you in your eyes, I'm wrong, right? I've learned that people will treat you exactly how they feel about you. And what's crazy is that they've heard your heart, they've seen the tears, they've heard all of your pleas, and they see that you fought for them to actually see you, to actually hear you, and they see how it has affected you and your spirit. But they don't care. They don't care about you at all. But this time, it's time for you to get up out of there. Stand up on your 2 feet and let them know that you up out of the door and they ain't got no chance with you. You hear me? They ain't got.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you guys can hear me. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday evening. You can hear me, Kels? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, let me go ahead and shout out the chat real quick. All this love that's in the building. We're going to shout out to Blended Healing Sister. Thank you. Peace and love to you, my sister. I appreciate you so much. Most hated bronze flop power. Hey, King. How you doing? Thanks for showing up. Hey, Kiwi. How you doing, Kiwi? Good to see you. Good to see you. And anybody else that's watching in the bushes. And if you come in, I will address you as well. Hey, Empress Sharon. We're going to continue our conversation about manipulation, y'all. Kelly got a story to tell y'all. But before we start out, and the link should be pinned if you want to come join the conversation. This is a dialogue, so y'all could come up. There something I was going to say. I forgot what I was going to say that quick. See, it's a lot going on. I can't even remember what I was going to say. So, how I always start the show at the Love Palace, no matter what series it is how are you doing? How are you doing today, Kelly? And how is your mental health?
We had a time last night. No, we had a time this weekend. My mental health is strong. I will say that we're finding every day, so I will say it's stronger today than it was this weekend. So I'm doing good.
I'm just talking. Okay. Because there's noise, so I'm trying not to have the background. Let me know if it gets too loud, though. Okay. So I'm feeling pretty good too. Yes, we did have a lot going on this weekend. It's cray. I'm gonna let you tell your story. Like I said, the link is pinned. This is a dialogue. Y'all can come participate. But let me go ahead. You see what we on up here. But let me just show y'all what this is about. We talk about manipulation. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Kelly get started with her story. And like I said, this is just how we're starting the conversation. It's still Q&A. We could talk about manipulation, all the different forms, but I'm letting her go ahead and vent in my Shed G voice. Go ahead and vent, Kelly.
Can I vent? Can I vent?
Yes, you can.
So, guys, is having a story time, okay? So just to start out, understand that this relationship was just right under 2 years, and I met this person. Her wife, and their children are. I feel that they are good people. It's just that there's some work that needs to be done, and with everyone, there's some work that needs to be done. I met these people. They were helping me out with my children. I'm a single mother before Dee came down to bless us with her presence. I was having these people help me out with my children. They would feed them. They'd pick them up from practices or any type of sporting events that they had for school or anything like that. And over time, just kind of hanging out and having them pick up the children. Um, the associate was like, well, you know what? We could cook over here. So that way, we get out really late. The kids are hungry. I could feed them. I don't mind cooking. This person loves to cook, which I'm grateful for because I'll cook, but shoot, my kids are older now. They know how to get in the kitchen and whip it up. But it was definitely, I needed this person in that time. I can say that, and they helped me out as much as they could, and I am grateful for them helping me out. I will never take that away because they helped me when I needed. And the same thing for them. They had children. If they needed to be picked up and I was in the area or available, I'd pick them up as well. They come to my house. There's nights that I would cook. She did it more than I did, but it still helped me out. um, Fast forward, I want to say that I had noticed some things going on with one of the children where um, I was able to see that they kind of are out of control. And I don't even know if I want to say kind of because I don't even think that even tops it after I start really telling the story. But I started seeing some little minor things happening, the way the child's talking to the parent, the way the child reacts to being corrected. I started kind of noticing some things. And to me, I feel like my family is a blessing to people. Just our family in general. We're blessings to people. We wherever we go, people are like, "Hey, how y'all doing? What y'all doing? Can we hang out with y'all?" And we be like, "Oh, we ain't doing nothing, but sure, if you want to hang out." So we've always been told that we're the type of family that people are drawn to. And for that, I am forever grateful. It's just being cognizant of the people that you allow in your space. But I kind of felt like I have good children. I think that the way that I'm raising my kids, I think that they could help this person out and kind of get them straightened up and going on the right narrow. So I really didn't feel too much about us hanging out with these people and their children. Even though I've seen some issues with the children, it was like it's okay. My kids can help them, and maybe just us being in this relationship would also help my kids. One of the parents in the situation is very down to earth. They are the talkative one. This is the person that will, if the kids are having problems, they felt comfortable going and talking to her. She'd kind of guide them through some things. The other parent is kind of a little unhinged, very smart. You know what I mean? This person seems, if you met them and you didn't know them, you'd say that they had it all together. If you were to come into their home and things like that, they cook, clean. I mean, really, you would think it's a good situation. So I didn't think nothing of it at all. But as time started to go by, I started noticing that one of the children's kind of disobedient. This kid don't really want to fall in line and do what they're supposed to do. And so I'm watching this happen, and my kids was kind of having a little bit of, struggles as well. And I was trying to navigate that. Also help navigate the one kid that was out of control. And so I started noticing things with my children where my children would do little things that I know that is abnormal for them to do. The thing that we wasn't talking about certain things no more. And I think that they kind of really linked into how this other kid was able to kind of do whatever he wanted to do. Like, just let's be honest, this kid was able to do whatever they wanted to do. They would get a punishment, but then go right back to doing whatever they wanted to do. So it was like, it seems like, I'll take this punishment just so I can get back to my regularly scheduled program. So as time going on, I found out the great news that my cousin was like, "Hey, what you doing? Let's come and, build our family compound. You ready for that?" And I said, "All right." And so that's when Dee decided to come down, and we're working on getting our family compound together. So we're living together, and she was only here for no, she was here for a little while. And we had a party when she moved here. We had a party. Well, let me kind of back up a little bit. I said I noticed some things happening with this kid. I remember one incident where it was a sweatshirt. We was at a hot game and we were on some cement bleachers. And I don't know any of y'all know, have y'all ever sat on some cement bleachers ever in your life? I do not recommend. Get you a pad, get you a plate, get you something to put down on that cement, because when cement get hot, it will burn you up. So my son had a hoodie on, and the other parents, their son had a hoodie on too. And I asked my son, "Hey, can you take off your hoodie and let me use it?" Because these kids got 1,000 hoodies. All they wear nowadays is some Crocs and hoodies. That's they get up. you know. So I was like, hey, you got a hoodie, you wear hoodies every day, so you can afford today to let me use your hoodie to sit on this hot cement. So my son was kind of like, okay, mom, you sure? The other parents asked their child if he would give up his hoodie. This kid was like, I ain't giving y'all nothing. Y'all should have been prepared. I don't know what y'all think this is. And I'm really
Hmm.
looking at it like, this is crazy. Okay. So
Talking.
I look
So
at
was
my
this
son.
he talking to his mom like this?
Yes, he's talking to his parent like this. I'm not
Hey,
giving y'all
King
my
Miller.
hoodie. Y'all
Hey,
should have been
Marlene.
ready,
Thank
you
you. We're
know?
having a little story time, so I'm trying to adjust y'all real quick. Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, he's talking to his parent like this. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. So I go back to address my son, give me your hoodie. And he's seen how the kid was talking to his mom. And so my kid tried to test me like, mom, I said, if you don't take that hoodie off right now I'm gonna give you an option because there's always a way out of anything. If you look for a way out will be created for you. So I offered my son some options. I said, son, give me your hoodie and go to the car and see if there's something else that you can get for me to sit on, and I'll give you your hoodie back. So he's looking
Mm-hmm.
at me like, dang, mom, but he takes off his hoodie and he gives me his hoodie. And I said, thank you, son, for giving me your hoodie. I'm glad you ain't make it as difficult for me.
Right,
So
like the other person did.
the other person is still on his parents like, I'm not getting y'all just gonna have to sit there. I don't care. So I turned and he literally walks away. I turned to look at the other parents like, oh damn, okay, let me not look at them because I don't want to make it seem, like
Mm-hmm.
like abnormal. So I said, okay, well, my son gets the keys from me. He goes to the car. He's probably gone for about 10 minutes. And I'm just sitting there. And one of the parents turned to me and they like, I think that is really messed up. Like, I can't believe he didn't want to give me his hoodie. And I'm just looking at all the times that we've kind of come into just minimal situations, whether it was sports or whatever. Like he has a type of attitude, like he will throw a temper tantrum like a kid, throw his hands up, get loud, all that. He's that type of kid. So he literally walked away. My son comes back 10 minutes later and there was a sweater in the car because we leave either a
Mm-hmm.
blanket or we leave something in the car we never know what's going on. We active. So he brings me a sweater. So I give him, wipe his hoodie off. I give him his hoodie back. He hands me the sweater and I said, thank you, son. He was like, yeah, no problem, mom. But it was the interaction that I seen that this other child had with their parents. And then I seen how my son tried to kind of almost mimic the
Mm-hmm.
same behavior. So he wanted me to get up and drop kick him over the bleachers. Is what he was looking for me to do, I guess. And I just kind of gave him that look, you know what I mean? Like, I know you ain't gonna test me. I bought the hoodie,
Mm-hmm.
but I would never embarrass my son out there in front of people. But he knew that, yeah, let me just do this for my mom because my mom do what she need to do. So he gives me the hoodie, other sweater. He takes his hoodie, puts it back on. He going about his business. And the other parents is literally trying to have a conversation with me about their son not giving them the hoodie, and I really didn't want to have a conversation
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, yeah, it looked weird
Right,
when
right.
I tell it looked weird. So they look at me and I just say, you know what, I don't know what to say. And she's like, kids these days are so disrespectful. Okay, yeah, they are. And my son better not try to test me again. But when we were getting ready to leave, the other parent starts to argue with their son, like, you could have gave me the hoodie, and they're really arguing. So she's like, you could walk home. They're arguing. And she was like,
Mm.
yeah, and I don't know why you and my son, she mentions my son's name, and she's like, I don't know why you and him is trying to give us a hard time and difficult time. You see, he's trying to act up on his mom, and you just straight out disrespectful. But she was trying to point to my son, like he is being disrespectful to his mom too. I kind of understood where my son was coming from because his little hoodie went with his outfit, but it was hot and we were not prepared. We even moved from one side to the other because the shade was on one side.
Right, right.
So after I noticed that situation, we move on from that situation. Now, mind you, I'm keeping track. Okay, at this
Mm-hmm.
point, because my kid just tried to do that with me. So now I think I gotta watch him. It already put me on alert, high alert. Watch your kid because they trying to test you. And so some time goes on. We go to a couple basketball games. This kid doesn't get played. He's acting up on the court. He's talking stuff when he gets home to his mom. His mom can't calm him down. Like, oh my gosh, this is how we do. Like a
Mm-hmm.
5-year-old having a tantrum. Like he's I'm
So
not
real
good, and they
quick,
know I'm not
can
good,
you
and
say age
uh-huh.
so people know the age so they can put a little more
Oh,
perspective on
absolutely.
it? Hey, the
So at this
cynical one.
time, I think that this person, hey, cynical one, this person was 16,
Okay.
and my son is no 15, and my son is 16,
Okay.
getting ready to turn
All right, what
17.
them potatoes looking
So
like?
it's in between. It's in between the ranges of 15 to 16 to 17. Okay, so after we had these incidents, or where we're watching him act up at the game. Now I'm going to fast forward. This was probably about a year and a half ago, so probably about 6, 7 months ago that this happened. So now we fast forward to, I want to say, 2 months ago, when D first came down here and moved in. We threw like a slight little party. I wouldn't even call it a party. We have a screen that we put out in the front yard that's almost like a drive-in screen, and we decided to play a movie on it. And so Dee's here, Dee's family, her sons are here. Um, they brought us down here. We drove all the way from Vegas here. And so we had snacks, everything out. We had our little alcohol. We grown. So we got our little wine coolers, our alcohol. So my oldest daughter and my and Dee's son, they are pouring their own drinks, and they kept coming outside like, hold on, like why we keep pouring drinks and they going missing? You know what I mean? Like what's really going on here? So come to find out that the 15-year-old that I'm talking about that was already being disrespectful to his parents, we seeing all this stuff going on. This kid is actually going into the kitchen drinking out of my daughter and your son's cup. And then his mom asks him to do a task, and he couldn't even do the task. And I don't understand how his mom probably didn't notice at that time that something was wrong. He was acting obnoxious in me and your face, your son's face, to the point to where it's like, "Are you okay?" We had to ask him that if he was okay. So his mom notices that we kind of picking up to some stuff, and she's like, "All right, it's time to go. Like we out of here." So they leave. The next day, I call her after my children tell me that morning that, did you know that this kid was in here sneaking alcohol? And I was like, I knew something was up with this kid, because what's going on? He came out acting kind of weird. I didn't know. My daughter was like, I kind of put two and two together. We kept coming in the kitchen. He's standing in the kitchen like ain't nothing going on, but he's acting weird. And then we looking down at our cups and our stuff is gone. So I'm like, oh hell no, what's going on? So my son comes in and he was like, yeah, he was drinking it. And I was like, oh, okay. So I handle what I have to handle with my sons and get them checked. Like, you know what? Don't nobody come over here and be drinking. Ain't no underage kid should be sneaking, no nothing in my house. Now, y'all got to understand now, had this kid had something happen to him, he would have got alcohol poisoning or whatever the case may be, I probably would have went to jail. His parents would have definitely got in trouble, because it would have been like child neglect, even though they were there. Like we weren't see, it's not like we sat around and watched this kid drink. He was sneaking it. And to me, freak sneaking, he was stealing it. You ain't asking nobody, and not that somebody around here gonna give you alcohol, because we definitely not gonna let you be up here getting drunk. But you are stealing alcohol from our house. That instantly made me feel some type of way when they told me that he was taking the alcohol. So I'm like, oh, okay, I got to call this kid's mom, because number one, I don't want her to feel like if he, this is my house. I don't want her to feel like her kid is not safe around here. I don't want to feel like I'm neglecting her child or any of that. So I call her to tell her, like, what's your son, was over here and I was told this. Did you know that, or did you observe anything that was happening? She immediately tells me, now here we go with the manipulation. So this is part of the story now where y'all are going to be able to pick up on the manipulation. So just kind of listen to what I say. She goes, well, you don't know everything. And I go, wait, what? She was like, you don't know everything. My kid told me everything. And I said, okay, well, tell me everything that you know. Like, what's going on? So she proceeds to tell me that um everybody was drinking in the house, and how her son didn't have that much to drink. Then she put the other mother on the phone and she gets on and she's like, I don't think he had as much to drink as the kids said that he had because he would be
Mhm.
passed out, like trying to justify the fact that he was drinking. And I'm like, it
Right.
don't even matter. Do y'all understand if something would have happened to your child over at my house that I could have potentially went to jail, and I got 5 children. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I could have gotten in trouble, y'all could have gotten in trouble, anything could have happened. Do y'all understand that? And they like, no, we understand that, but we gotta just, and then she's turned, the parent, the actual parent of the child was like, well, we just need to watch our kids. We need to have a conversation with all of them about what was going on. I said, listen, this is my house. What I was told and what I observed from your son is this. So what we gonna do from now on, my kids ain't gonna be able to hang out with your son, and my sons ain't gonna hang, and he can't hang out over here. So they couldn't go to their house and they couldn't come over here. Their
Mm.
son couldn't come over to this house, right? And it was because, one,
Right,
if my
Marlene.
children are doing something wrong, I'm gonna keep them away from your son because I don't want my
Mhm.
kids to influence your child. I'm that parent. I'm really real. If my kid is doing some messed up stuff, I'm gonna check them, and they not about to come around your child because that is not fair. For if your child is on the right road, for my kids to come in and influence them, right? But
Right.
I'm just watching how this kid is like. After that, I was told that the kid had to write an essay. The next day after that, the kid was at a whole party. How you out here partying? You just got in trouble. Like, where's the trust at? Is where I kind of thought, like, y'all let him go to a party after he just stole drinks over here. So what if they having drinks at this party? You know he not supposed to have. It's okay for him to go to a party and he might do that over there. So I'm
Right.
just watching, like, okay, y'all really didn't rile this in, or
I think we lost you.
oh,
You go.
am I
You went
here?
out. You went out.
You
Okay.
hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So I'm like, this is crazy. I can't believe that they really didn't do nothing to their son. They just let him go on. And I'm getting on my sons like they didn't been doing something, you know what I mean? Because of how she told me, I don't know everything. I'm on my kids' helmet like, y'all ain't doing this and this and this. But they, you know what I mean? Within they could do their basketball. They lucky even they even had that after that situation. So we push on forward. Now we going fast forward after that situation. We had a situation where we were sitting at a basketball game. And this was, I want to say this is probably like 2 weeks later that we were at a basketball game. And because my sons didn't get to hang out with her son at that basketball game, I'm gonna tell you what she said to me after that basketball game. But in this basketball game, her son gets put in. He gets put in fouls. As soon as he get in, take him out. He gets back in fouls again. Gets back in fouls again. Completely take her son out the game. Oh my God, why did they do that? Because guess what, y'all? Her son threw a fit, pulled his jersey off, threw it down on the ground. I don't mean to laugh, but if you could only see this, everybody's looking at him like, oh my God, who is this kid? So his mom, I'd say his stepmom, because his mom's married. And so his stepmom gets up and she's going off on him. Pick up your head, get your jersey. This is not what a man is supposed to do. If you want to quit, you want to quit. And like she argues with him to the point where she makes him go and sit back down on the bench next to the team. So everybody at this game, we're at an AAU game, and all those, if you got kids in sports, you know what AAU is. Well, this is where he's able. I mean, there's so many teams at this event. So we're there. He's throwing a fit. We're just like, oh my God. So after the game, we getting ready to leave, and so his mom, as we're leaving, she comes up to me and she's like, he's just going through a lot. He's really stressed out because your kids ain't with him no more. Like, huh? Yeah, he's bent out of shape because your kids, mentally kids need each other. They help each other out. Now, what I've seen and noted on this kid is, one, you're manipulative. You every and I don't even know what to call it,
You go
but he's
is
able to
going
get
in and
back
out
to
again.
doing.
Okay, you back. You back. Go ahead.
Okay, what part did you?
The part where you were saying that
So
he, yeah. Go ahead. You're good. Go ahead.
after we after the game,
Yeah, you going in? Are you
So I
moving
know
around? You going in and out again?
no. Let
Okay.
me see. It's
You are
probably
you?
just my connection.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So she says to me after the game, she's like, you know, he's acting this way because he doesn't have your kids here with him. You know, kids' mental health is so important and they feed off of each other and they need each other in each other's lives. We've been doing so well. My son has been doing so well since your kids have been around. I'm like, okay, cool. They still ain't coming around. Because to me, the situation is dire. don't
Right.
you think?
Right.
Don't you think
Right.
it's dire? Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
come on, they not coming around. I said, so I told her, I said, I do understand that, but my kids are managing pretty fine. They ain't getting to hang out. They not doing none of that. I said, I'm a grown adult and I'll come hang out, but my kids won't be hanging out. And I noticed that she kind of took it a certain way, like, oh my goodness, so you're not gonna hang out with us? And I said, at this time, we got a lot going on. D moved down here. We trying to get the house together, get everything together at home. Kids is in school. We starting to work on that more heavily. Like we got stuff going on in our lives, so we may not be able to hang out. And then now that D's here, you know, you helping get the kids from practice, you cooking around here, like, so all the things that they were doing. And I told them, plus I got 5 kids, so I feel a certain way about my kids, where I think that me putting my kids and you cooking for them every night and all that, that's too heavy for somebody else to handle when they got their own family. So now that my family's down here, my family said, I got you, Kel. I'm about to help you out. So my cousin down here cooking, picking up the kids from basketball and transporting and doing things like that. So I'm kind of taking the responsibility off of this other parent, because they don't have to feel responsible. Even though they're helping me, that is a good thing. And I, like I said, I appreciate y'all's help, but y'all no longer have to do it because my cousin is here to help me. I now got somebody in the house that can really help me. So I think they felt a certain type of way because I kind of pulled back in that area, but I told them that, like literally told them exactly what I'm telling y'all. So fast forward, after all of this goes on at this game, and she tells me that our kids need to be hanging out and being together, I told her, no, that's not going to happen. And I even had a conversation with her son, telling him, just affirming him, trying to let him know, you're a great kid. You should be doing, don't worry about these things. You're too young to be trying to be doing, drinking and doing all this. Just worry about what you got to worry about. You know, that kid did not listen to nothing I said. Stared me dead in my face with a dead stare, like he was listening, and was like, what, fuck what you said. Went back to doing the same fucking thing he been doing. So now we get into a situation where this past Thursday, so for about 2 months, I haven't been hanging with these people. I've been seeing them at basketball games, but I ain't been hanging,
Hey,
right?
mouthpiece.
And so we go, so Thursday I go over to her house just to check the temperature. We ain't hung out in 2 months. How y'all doing? Just checking on y'all, seeing what you're doing, you know, cool. And it seemed to be pretty cool. And she came at me now. She was like, you know what? I feel that you should be my friend and you should communicate if you don't want to talk to me no more or any of this. Now, mind you, I didn't told her that we taking a break before this. When this stuff went on with D, I told her we straight up
Right.
taking a break. So it's not like I didn't communicate, but she said I didn't communicate. But she's like, no, friends are still supposed to hang out and talk and everything. I was talking to you every day. We don't talk like that no more. And I told her, well, I told you, like, we about to take a break. I got a lot going on in my house. I got to get things straightened up. Like, it's like she just skipped over what I was saying just to say what she had to say. Well, no, y'all can still come around. I'll cook and all that. And D, we went over there a couple of times and some weird shit broke out. And we was like, oh, hell no. Where you talking about Twilight Zone? We was like, okay, we gotta get up and go. You know what I mean? That was
Mhm.
that was crazy.
Right. Right.
So now this Thursday, literally this past Thursday, y'all. So I'm fast forwarding past Thursday. Y'all got a glimpse of about 8 months ago, and then y'all got a glimpse of 3 months ago. Now y'all getting a glimpse of 2 months ago, and now we here today. So today, I mean Thursday, I go over there, check the temperature. Everything seemed a little fine. She really tried to communicate with me. I'm the type of friend you could tell me anything, and I'm here for you. I'm here for your kids. I got you in mind. It's just about you, which made me kind of feel weird now. Because now, why are you so concerned about me? You know what I mean? This is we literally, and I told her we in this for the kids. Like we help each other for the kids. And so, but she kept saying me, 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 me. I said, okay, well, this is kind of weird. So next day, this Friday, my kids went to a homecoming game. They had a homecoming game. Now, at this game, both of the kid that I'm telling y'all about that is kind of having some troubles, both his parents is there. I'm not there. My sons are there. Both my sons are there. Her son, it's his game. And the other kid that I'm talking about that's like I said, out of control, is his brother. They at his football game. So now come to find out some stuff broke out over the internet about some pants and jeans or whatever. And the son that's out of control is at the game arguing with some guy. And this guy is like talking stuff to him. And so now they're talking stuff back and forth together. Now, at some point in this conversation with them two, the other guy that he was arguing with called a whole gang up to the school. A whole gang.
Okay, but wait, Kills, wait, real quick, because you're telling the part that we found out after the fact. So I think you need to go back to the part where she came to the house, because we didn't know this till after the fact. Remember?
Oh, yes. Yes,
Yes, because that's
you
an
are
important
absolutely right.
part.
Okay.
And you're
This
telling
is
it
a
as So the part she's telling you guys now is we found out later. So go back to right after.
you tell this part because you took it all in. Because all
Well,
I did,
I can't because the background.
let me tell my part.
Yeah.
All
Well, I
I
can't though
did
because
is when
they're
this
doing
lady came,
stuff. Yeah. So go ahead.
parent came into my house, my dog, because the barking in the house. I have to get when anytime anybody comes up to the door or comes in the house, I'm to get up and stand up in front of her cage or take her out the cage and hold her where she can't see the person so she can understand that barking every time coming into the house ain't gonna work. Okay. So when she walked into the house on 10, she left my kids in the car, which mind you, I told her they can't be around her son. But she decided to tell my sons to stay in the car and then came in the house hot
At their own house.
at
Yeah.
their own
Go ahead.
house. They're sitting in our driveway in her car with her son in our driveway. And she comes in the house and she is on 10. And not only is she on 10, she seemed to be a little bit inebriated.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
And go
Did
over
you
to
break
the
up?
dog
Okay. Yeah.
and try to mend the dog because my dog is now going.
You going in and out. She going in and out. So what? So what happened is the dog is
Said go.
okay.
I went up to the point to where
Where'd she
shit
go?
up and stand in front of the dog and man the dog. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, no, I was just telling the part where the dog, when she came into the house after she had the kids stay in the car, she came in the house on 10, and she seemed a little bit inebriated at that point too. So I stood up in front of the dog. D, you could take it from here.
I can, but they doing stuff in here. I'm gonna try
Oh,
my best.
okay.
Yeah,
No, no,
because
you want me
this.
to? I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I got you. I got you. So she
They doing
comes.
stuff over here. So I don't know. Can you hear in the background? I don't know
I
if you
don't,
can hear. Okay, go
no,
ahead.
I don't hear anything, but I'll go.
Okay.
But no, at this point, she comes in hot, and D's sitting right at the door. Okay, mind y'all. So D got all the whiff of the energy when she came into the house like a wrecking ball. And D was like, okay, what's going on here? So the lady proceeds to tell the story, but it was so like pieced. And if you could, when you know somebody's inebriated, or she could have been mad or whatever, but it seemed more inebriated. I ain't gonna lie. She's all over the place with this story. We couldn't get uh who is a what on this person, and I'm trying to entertain, but my dog is literally going crazy at this point. So I'm trying to keep my dog under control while listening to the conversation and trying to interact with with the mother. And I said, my dog is in training right now. And just, this time D turns to her and she's like, hey, your energy is off. And she didn't say it to her to be like, you know what, you messed up. She just turned to her like, your energy is off. She was like, what I'm going to need you to do is take and then before D could even say what she said, she's like, yes, your energy is off. Take a couple of breaths so we can, understand what's going on. And she is like, I don't need to take no breaths. D's like, no, you're going to take these breaths so that you can calm down. Like I said, your energy is off. And so D gets her to take a couple of breaths. And D's like, okay, now what? Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was funny because I turned around and looked like, did she even take the breaths? And so she proceeds to tell this story, which is literally all over the place. We cannot understand. The only thing that we got out of it is there was a girl with some type of hair telling her to calm down. She ain't the mom. And some dude telling her that he'd beat her ass. Another person saying something. Her son is going off with the gang members. Okay,
No,
I'm gonna just put that
that,
out there in the story.
yeah, yeah.
But her son is literally going off on these people, and she's trying to stop her son and cussing the other people out.
You went out again. Hello. You went out, Kels. Hello, 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 hello.
With this information.
You
But
going
she,
in and out. We didn't hear like everything you just said. You're going out again.
okay, I said that
So what she said,
the only
try,
thing that we
yeah.
know, is that there was a person there with some colored hair, that there were some kids that she was gonna beat up, and that her son was trying to act like he was gonna protect her, and these kids is disrespectful. That's what we got out of the story. Am I right or am I missing something? Because that story that she got, I couldn't even understand. So finally, we get my sons come in the house. And so I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on? I don't understand like how, like, I don't know what's the story. Y'all rode with them home. Mind you, this person was just like, I'm gonna bring your kids home. Another manipulation tactic. So you ain't gonna call me after I done told you my kids cannot hang out with your kid. You just gonna bring my kids home? Like you ain't gonna call me. You just gonna bring them home because you feel like you bringing them home because later to come to find out she was thinking about me. She just want to make sure my kids was good, so she was gonna bring me my kids. Like I could have went and picked them up. They school literally is probably like 5 minutes away from our home.
Right.
So after D makes her takes these breaths and try to get her to calm down, she gets mad at D and like, I'm going home. And so we was like, okay, well go home then. Like we trying to
Right,
get you
right.
to calm down because you don't ever want to get on a person like if that because she could have been in a traumatic situation. So it's like, okay, we understand you in a traumatic situation. You come in, you hot, right? You like, okay, so, but calm down so we can get the whole. It's like almost a kid that's crying too much. You know what I mean? You like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, calm down so we can get the story. Use your words so we can hear you. You know what I mean? Calm down so we can get the story so we can help you so we can understand what's going on. Oh, she took that as being disrespectful and just stormed out of my house. So hold on, me and my cousins here trying to be your friend, literally be your friend in this moment, and you said, "Fuck what we talking about," and stormed out our house. Bye, I'm out here. We was like, oh, okay. So I sat down and looked at you like, what we gonna do?
I really didn't care, but anyway.
What just happened here? Like, I asked you what part of the story did you get? Because I don't know what the heck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids come in and they proceed to tell us that they were at a game, that her son had gotten into an argument with another kid at the game, but the kid that he got into the art no well his friend got into an
Hey,
argument
isn't
with
that
this
kind
guy, and
of?
after he got into an argument with after his friend got into an argument with the gang member, the boy called the gang member up to the whole gang almost. It was a crowd of them up to the school. So now the lady's son is arguing with the dude and the homeboys that came up to the school. This is the story I'm getting from my son is they started arguing. One of my sons hung back and stayed with the other parent, the other mother, because she was waiting for her son to get off the field. So that one of my sons stayed back with her. My other son went with the lady and the son that's arguing with the gang members. And so they start walking up to the gate. So they get to the gate, and this is where the whole argument really broke out, where they was talking about they gonna beat his mom up, they gonna beat him up, and then
Mhm.
now her son is arguing with them like, yeah, let's get it. And this whole time, I don't know if the mother knew that he was arguing with gang members or not. You know what I mean? But she's trying to hold her son back and cuss these other kids out. That's the gang members. And then finally, they get in the car and come to my house. So you're just gonna let the gang members follow you over to my house?
They didn't. They didn't.
They
They did.
didn't. They
Yeah.
they didn't. But I'm just saying, like, check this is how her son gets into stuff, and then you gonna bring the drama to us. No,
Hmm.
this is the whole reason why I said my kids cannot hang out with you because this is not what I accept. I'm not gonna have you having my sons out here getting into stuff, and they innocent bystanders too. We live in Atlanta. They shoot first and out. They ain't even asking no questions. They just start shooting out here.
Right. Right.
So I'm like, oh no, we can't have this. So I'm like, I don't even want to deal with this lady. So for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, this lady texted me because we had a basketball banquet for the team, which they would be at and her son would be at and we would be at. So I was like, I got to try to save face. But if I don't get my piece in these next couple of days, I'm going to come in hot on her and it's going to be so raw and we might end up fighting. Like that's literally how my spirit was. So I had to get myself calm. She's like literally texting me for 2 days, and because I didn't respond, I guess that made her feel a certain way. But I've told you, like, I'm watching situations with your son. I told her that on the incident with the drinking, and I don't know that some I gotta take. I told her we had to take a break then.
Hmm.
So I didn't talk to her for Saturday. That Saturday we didn't talk. So it wasn't 2 days. It was one day. That Sunday we have the banquet and we get to the banquet and we were there early, and so we were there to where we got to sit down, watch everybody come in. After everybody came in and sat down, they handed out certificates and achievements for the boys. They wasn't even there. They came in right almost at the end of them giving out their certificates, and now how they came in, they walked straight in like, hey, with a crock pot, the two moms. The son literally walks in with headphones on. Now, mind you, when they was giving out their certificates, they were literally talking about the players, giving them critiques,
Hmm.
also affirming the players, you're a good player. This is just some things you need to work on. They they come in, the son has earphones in like he ain't paying attention to nobody. They go stand in the corner somewhere, I don't know. We finish up, we get the awards. They like, okay, it's time to eat. All the boys go outside, y'all need to take pictures with y'all coaches. At this point in time, this place was packed, so we really couldn't like talk to them, like, unless we was gonna interrupt the whole situation, you know what I mean? We would have interrupted if we was like, hey, how y'all doing? So we just kind of kept it cute. And once everybody went outside, the boys went outside to take pictures with the coach, it kind of cleared out. So we have a little bit of space to work with. So we get up, I get up and hang and hug both of his moms. Hey, how y'all
Okay,
doing?
but
What's
hold
going
on.
on?
Pause real quick. Pause real quick. So you, um,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, E Nicole's in the building, y'all. Sorry, I was trying to. I don't know if she heard me, but hey, E, we telling the story right now. Let
Hey,
me backtrack real quick.
okay.
So when they come in to the place, she proceeds to say, "Oh, after it's over, she addresses the family, which my cousin and them are. You know, my cousin's a widower. So her husband, we're not related through her husband's side. Let me say that. We're related because our grandma and grandparents are brother and sister. So it's a whole different name. But my cousin Kelly, her last name is Patterson, which is her husband's name. So she comes to the table and she says, "Hello, Patterson family." And I say, "I'm not a Patterson." And then she was like, And she said it again, hello, family. And I said, no, you can address me as D. This is what makes her get an attitude and go outside. So you got to remember that's what caused the whole.
Oh, so yeah, so
Yeah,
she so
excuse me.
okay, yeah, you right. So but this is when I got up. Once everybody cleared out and there was room
Mm-hmm.
for us to get up and hug, I did get up and hug them. And when I hugged her, that's when she said,
Right.
"Hey Patterson family." And D was like, "I'm not a Patterson." And she's like, "Kane, I could just call you Patterson because you with them." And D's like, "No, you cannot. You
Right.
can address me as D." Do you know
Mm-hmm.
this lady had a whole temper tantrum and walked? I'm just gonna go outside. So I'm like, okay, we gonna go outside and do all that. Go outside, do your thing. So we eating, we ain't even paying no mind to the situation because like this is not a situation that you should be going off on. And you're an adult. And yes, Marlene, he need discipline. He need his ass whooped, really, and to be locked in a padded room with no windows. Shoot, he don't need to have no time, no nothing. And I'm being facetious, but I'm
Hey,
just saying, like,
Milestones. Thank you for showing.
on
Go
some
ahead.
real stuff. But the mom literally storms out of the place, and we in there literally being normal. We ain't saying nothing or any of that. So my oldest daughter was like, "Mom, I need to go get something out of my car. You want to walk out here with me?" So we go out to my daughter's car, and lo and behold, when we walk out to the car, she's literally parked right next to my daughter's car.
Mm-hmm.
So my daughter gets to her door, and the mother of this child yells out, "Hey, bitch," to my daughter. And now y'all got to understand the whole mental kind of torment that I went through because I wanted to punch her out right at her car right there. But mind y'all, we're at a banquet. And
Mm-hmm.
if I teach my children not to carry themselves in such a way, then I'm not going to respond in a way that's going to have my kids looking at me like, "Mom, really," at our event, even though
Right.
I wouldn't have been wrong to punch her in her mouth at all. But I'm not going to do that. I got to teach my children how to act, which is something I guess she don't know how to do. So my daughter is like, wait a minute. Did you just call me a bitch? And she was like, "You didn't come over and talk to me. I was looking for you." And my daughter just gets in the car like, I know she's not talking to me. Now, at this time, her wife goes over to the other side of my daughter's car and starts talking to my daughter. I turn around and I'm like, wow, that was uncalled for. "You know, I was just playing. I didn't mean anything by that." She was like, "You know what? This whole situation, I'm going to just tell you right now, you have not been a friend. You have not been a friend. And I've been trying to talk to you. You ain't called me. You ain't said nothing." I said, "Listen, after what happened on Friday, I'm like, you didn't know that I needed a break after this?" I said, "You needed a break." I said, "You came in hot. And then you try to blame my cousin," because the way that she stormed out is kind of the way she stormed out at the banquet too.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
it was the same walk off. Like, "I'm out of here." Like we was supposed to go chase her or something like we in a Tyler Perry movie. But ain't nobody chasing you, woman. Go on, do whatever you gonna do. So she walks and do all this. So I'm like, "You just stormed out of my house. Your cousin told me my energy was off." I said, "And your energy was off." Now, mind y'all, I'm outside. She didn't call my daughter a bitch. I was walking to my daughter's car with her to see whatever it was she was getting out the car. I didn't know they was even parked near her car. But she's sitting in her car with the door open. So I turn around and I say, this is the conversation that we're having now is, hold up. My cousin didn't try to do anything but get you calm because if you notice, you're on 10. I said, I didn't even get the full story out of you. So, I mean, how do you get mad because somebody's trying to get you to calm down? I understand you was mad. I said, I'd have been mad too. After I found out it was some gang members, I was like, yeah, I would have been mad. And this is exactly how I said, yeah, I would have been mad too when I found out it was some gang members.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, looked at me like, well, And I said, let me be very candid with you. I said, I've been watching behavior this whole time. And why does it seem like your son is in the middle of all of this? "I know my son is," and this is where I couldn't have another word at all after this. She was like, why is it that you just want to bring up my son? I know I need to work on my son and I'm working on it, but we're friends. We're supposed to be friends. We're supposed to be able to have a conversation. You're supposed to be listening to me. It's like you didn't even make me feel comfortable in your own home. I come over to my friend's house, and my friend treats me like this. I would never treat you like this at my house. And my son, and all I keep hearing. And at this point in time, she is foaming at the mouth, y'all, like a rabid dog. So now my shit didn't shut down. I emotionally shut all the way down. Pull the plug on that shit. And I'm like, I'm just looking at her now like a kid having a tantrum. She's foaming at the mouth. I can't believe, who did you think I thought about when I brought your kids home? I thought to myself, your kids were at the game, so I'm just going to pick them up and take them with me. I'm like, oh, I don't even talk to you like that no more. So what made you think just I'm going to do what I want to do? Okay? But she does what she want to do. So I said, you know what? I felt that it was wrong. And then she cut me off again. Who do you think I thought about in this situation? I said, the kids. She said, no, you. And the white spit, the white spit and drool that was coming out of her mouth. I just wanted to sock her dead in that shit. I'd have had the white spit all on my knuckles. Because all 32 would have fell the hell out right then and there. So then my daughter runs up and she's like, oh, hell no. You is not about to do my mom like that. You're not about to tell your little sad ass story when my mom got 5 kids and we got a lot that we dealing with. Mom, let's go. My daughter literally just snatches me away and I'm still trying to like stand there. I'm still trying to stand there and look at her like, oh my God, like you're really acting like this as an adult. Just the mental picture is what I'm painting the picture in my mind. Like this late, that's why her kid is out of control. So after all of this, she literally is like, you're supposed to be my friend. You didn't treat me fair. I can't believe you would do me like this after everything that I did for you. Why don't you love me? I love you. And you know I would do anything for your family. So I started to be like, okay, once my daughter pulled me away from all that, I leave and then go and come and check on y'all. Come when I'm getting ready to, after I finish checking on y'all, I go outside and I run directly into her wife. So I grab her wife up, like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" Her wife, like, was yes, I'm ready. I'm ready to talk to you. So I go over and start talking to the
Okay,
wife.
I got you. Go ahead. We almost done because this is the whole manipulation tactic.
Uh,
Carry on.
Wait, this is
Okay.
the whole thing. Hold on, Blended. I brought you out the clouds. I'm so glad. But no, after this situation, her wife, because her wife seems to be the calm one, the level-headed one, the ones that my kids did go to and have a conversation and really did feel comfortable with. I felt comfortable that because she's not the type to be all loud and rowdy and jump around and do all that. So I had the conversation with the wife and I just clearly told her, number one, I don't understand how your wife don't think that I'm her friend. When I let her come to my house, she came in kind of, it seemed like she was inebriated and she couldn't even give me the story straight up. I said, and then she turned it around on my cousin after my cousin tried to make her take breaths so that she could calm down. And I don't know if any of y'all got to understand, that's not being disrespectful. If you come in hot and somebody's like, okay, calm down, let's take some breaths, that shit works.
Yeah,
It
it
works.
does.
When you get hot and you get heated and you get mad, when you stop in the moment of what you're doing and you take those few breaths and you let them out, your body and your nervous system starts to calm a little bit. The more breaths you take, the calmer that you get, if you can
Facts.
stay focused. But my cousin did that to get her to calm down so we could actually get the real story. Because if it was that you knew that you was out here with some gang members, you needed to tell us that information. But we didn't even get that information because you was too hot. So I just tell her wife, like, so don't turn this around on my cousin. She tried to get her to calm down. We couldn't get the full story. My kids was in danger. I told her the whole story. I know the whole story. And you were there, so you tell me your part of the story. So she tells me she notices a crowd of kids come over. She made my kids come over and sit next to them. And then she they proceeded to leave after the game. She said what my son said. One of my sons hung back. My other son went ahead. She said she turned around and just seen her wife arguing. She didn't even go up there or see what the argument was even about. So she really don't even know that part of the story. And I was like, wow, I got one part because one of my sons was with them. My other son was waiting for her, the other wife, and her son to come off the field. So I got the full circumference of the story. So I'm running the story back to her. And then I said, you know what? I appreciate everything that y'all did for me. I have kids, and I feel like your wife doing everything that she was doing is a little too much for what I need. You know what I mean? Because I have my own family. I have my family down here that's now able to help me out. So I could take this off y'all's plate. Y'all don't need to do that no more. Her wife says, my wife loves cooking for y'all. She will keep cooking. Like, wait a minute. So you think that keeping on cooking is going to keep us over your house? No. And my cousin could cook too. I could cook. Now I got more people in my house. We could do that. Y'all could come over here if y'all wanted to. Like, y'all could have been came if that was the case, if y'all truly was friends. But
Hey,
you're not.
Gary. Mm-hmm.
So after I had this conversation with the wife, it just kind of boils down to where I told her I've been watching this behavior for a very long time. And I don't, at this point, after this situation that just happened this Friday, my kids will no longer be hanging out with your son at all. How about the wife tells me, yeah, if I had kids, I wouldn't let my kids hang out with my son right now with the things that I'm trying to teach him. Like she tried to clean it up at the end with the things that I'm trying to teach him. And I am still working on my wife. Now, understand there's like a 10-year age difference between the wife I'm talking to and the older wife that this is her child. Okay. So I kind of think she manipulated her young wife too on some real shit. You just out here manipulating kids, you know what I mean, and grown folk, and you ain't gonna manipulate me. You know what I mean? So after I had this conversation with her, I'm like, yeah, you know what, I'm cool. Just to you work. She was like, just please give my wife some time. I said, oh no, I ain't giving her no time. You work on your wife and we gonna stay over here and mind our own business. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's kind of how we left it. I hugged her wife, let her go on, get in the car with my cousins and them, and then we go home. That next
So,
morning, I'm almost done,
yeah, I
y'all. I'm
forgot. I
almost done.
forgot. I forgot about the
Yes,
morning.
yes. The next morning, I'm done. I'm almost done. Y'all give me 5 more minutes. Um, the next morning, the crazy wife texts me and she's like, I'm so sorry for calling your daughter a bitch. I text your daughter and said that I was sorry. I don't expect her to respond to me, but I just wanted to let y'all know I'm sorry. So I just gently responded back to her like, oh hell yeah. You right. That shit was hella disrespectful. I don't even address my daughters like that and have never addressed my daughters as no bitches. And to have somebody that ain't even a parent call them that. She said, girl,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I was playing. If you would have heard how I said it, I said, I don't give a fuck how you said it.
Right.
If I would have said that to your son, I would never even address your children like that. So for you to address mine like that, you straight, this is what cut the whole, put the whole cherry on and the dressing and the sprinkles and everything. You call my daughter a bitch. I wanted to punch her, y'all. And then she
Mm-hmm.
proceeds to say, well, I just been saying that all you had to do was communicate with me. You left me in the dark. You didn't let me know what's going on. And I'm your friend and you could talk to me anytime you want to. I said, you need therapy.
Okay, E. Nicole. Mm-hmm.
You need therapy. I said, this ain't something that you need to call or text me. You need to go text this or call a therapist. Because there are some things that you don't lay on your friends or family that should be let out in therapy. So I'm gonna tell y'all, I know that sometimes we in relationships and we can get hot and heated. Sometimes when we've been through traumatic situations or things have happened to us in our lives, we need to bring in a therapist or bring in somebody that can help us or some type of professional help if our family don't have the tools to manage that. Don't just lay this stuff all at your family's feet and get mad at them because they don't know how to handle the situation or know how to talk about it. Don't do that. Because what she did
Mm-hmm.
was unload on me in a way that I was like, you are straight up manipulating me. She told me that she'll cook for me and that she's been having my back, that she will be there for me and my kids. Why won't I allow her to be? Like, it was crazy. And then you're gaslighting me. Well, you know your kids be doing things too that you may not know about. And what are you talking about, woman? Like just trying to suck me back in emotionally to be her friend. Like all the things that
Right.
she kept telling me, I care for you, I care for your kids, I love y'all. You know what I mean? It ain't about the money. I'll cook anyway. So I just finally ended it by saying, check this out. You need to go to therapy. Leave me and my kids alone, and we'll be good. And I left it at that. And that was the end of Sunday. And I
Yesterday.
haven't heard from her. Yes, and I had the day before yesterday, and I haven't heard
Oh
from
yeah.
her.
No, that I thought that happened yesterday. That did happen
No,
yesterday.
today. No, today's Monday. I mean, yesterday was
Today is
Monday.
Tuesday. Oh, okay.
Today's Tuesday.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. So we up here talking about manipulate. So Kels, how
Yes.
do you feel that she manipulated you? So like we're gonna go onto the topic now and then get to talking about things. So because you know what we learned today before we had this Q&A is that people have used gaslighting, guilt tripping, and they make you feel like you're the victim, confused and powerless and trapped. Did you
Well,
feel
she.
that way in this relationship? Did you see that? Because mind you, this is a 2 year, you said it was your friend, so that's what I'm gonna call it. A 2 year friendship, right?
Hmm.
So how did you feel like you said gaslighted and guilt tripping? How did those things display? Because I know with me, I had to
Oh,
really
here's the
go
thing.
ahead.
Here's the thing, dear. She did all of them. The only thing that she couldn't do, the only thing that she couldn't do is make me feel helpless.
Mhm.
Like because either even if you didn't come out here, D, I still would have had the kids handled. It would have been a broke off situation. But I am glad that I have you here. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So it wasn't gonna be like one of them things where I can't pick up your kids today now. You know what I mean? Or oh, I'm not cooking.
Right,
Like,
right. Because I was aware that I would have to do that for them at times too, because we
mm-hmm,
already had discussed that prior to me, coming out here. Because I knew I wasn't trying to interfere with the scheduled program. So I mean, if we got to pick up kids, we got to pick up kids.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Definitely.
But she gaslit me by, well, wait a minute, I was helping you. I'm cooking for you. I'm doing all these things. I'm here for you. But literally, like, she would listen to me talk, but it was just one of them things where she was like, I care for you. I'm doing this because I'm thinking about you. I care for you. I care for your kids. I just want to make sure you're okay. Like, but your kids are also doing things that you don't know about. Do you know that your kids are doing this? Do you know that your kids are doing that? I bet you didn't know that they doing this. And then she would play little games. Like she called me one day and was like, you know, your kid is left the basketball game with a girl. Now, and I know that my son, the one that loves
Let's
basketball the
basketball.
most,
Right, right, right.
the
We
one
were
that
like
loves
you. I
basketball,
know you lying. That's what I
he'll
told
leave
her.
me for some basketball. You know
Right.
what I mean? I'm out. Get make me a sandwich. I'm out. You know what I mean? He'll leave me for some basketball. She gonna call me and say your son left and went with a girl, and I had to think about it because I was like, wait a minute, my son left and went. And she was like, yeah. And I had to think about it for a second, like, this bitch is playing games. I was like, girl, you need to quit tripping because I know my son would never just leave and go with a girl somewhere else. And then she's like, oh, no, I'm just playing. Like,
Right.
so she would do certain things like that. And I was like, okay, this is weird. But now after Sunday, I put it all together. You gonna gaslight me. You gonna make yourself the victim. I'm going through a lot. You don't see that I'm going through a lot. I said, yes, I do see you going through a lot. That's why I think you need the break too. Like you need to worry about what's going on in your situation. My 5 kids and you cooking for us. Y'all tell me, don't you think that's a lot? I'm a single
Mhm.
mother with 5 kids, and imagine me every day bringing my kids over to your house and you're cooking for my kids. If y'all don't think that's a lot, it's a lot for me.
Mhm.
Shoot, every day, every day. I'm talking about 7 days a week because the kids had basketball every day,
Yeah, they did.
every
Well, they
single
did.
freaking day. They got basketball, whether it was practice or a game. And on the weekends, they be having like 3, 4 games. So we
Mhm.
started at 9 o'clock in the morning and wouldn't leave sometime till 5, 6, 7. some depending on how they games. If they won a tournament, we there till 10 o'clock at night almost.
Mm-hmm.
So every day she's cooking, or there be like 2 or 3 days out of the week that I would cook, and then she had the rest of the days. To me, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But she's throwing it in my face. I will cook for y'all, and I don't mind doing it. You don't know that I love doing it. It doesn't matter. Like, come on, lady. Like, get your life. Your son is out of control. You doing all of this. Ain't this taken away from you paying attention to your own child? Because I'm in
Mm-hmm.
my kid's business.
Right.
I'm all in that. What y'all doing? Who y'all with? You know what I mean? So I'm like, I ain't even got time to really pay attention to my kids, because if y'all can see the manipulation, she's putting herself where my kids will be. It's just my kids are
Mm-hmm.
in the space. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So all the ways she got me.
And I see how this is because we focus so much on manipulation being in the romantic side of couple, and we tend to forget that manipulation is in friendship as well. Like, you can see people, like I had stated, if you guys check out my live, the one prior to this and the one I did on Monday, I talked about how manipulation is in society, that how people use it as we see it now on the election side of the election year. Like I said, I'm not really into politics like that, but they manipulate and use tactics and gaslight and all kind of stuff. It was so funny because I was looking up something today, and I seen an ad that said, if you don't vote this year, they're going to put something out where your family and friends can see that you never voted, and they can confront you. And I looked at Kelly and I started cracking up. I said, did they just sort of like bully us or try to tell us, like, if you don't do this, we're gonna expose you or something? It was so, because the ad literally said that. I was looking at something online, and it really said that. It said, like, if you're not voting, we're basically gonna tell all your friends and family there's something they could go look up and see that you're not voting. And I'm like, what the heck is going
Oh yeah,
on?
that was crazy.
Yeah. So manipulation is in all forms. We always tend to go to the romantic side of, because it can really be that too. But those are the same signs in friendship. All the ships that we talk about, manipulation can really develop in. But friendships and romantic, I think that's where most of the manipulation is at. And you're like, you just really, like I said, a lot of times when I felt manipulated, I thought I was in another world. Like, is this really happening? Like, because the person that's being the manipulator is always like putting on a front, like, what just happened? What's going on? You right, Nicole. You are absolutely right. That's what I
Yes.
talked about, how the media is advertisement in itself. Advertisement is a manipulation. Exactly. Um, so I think, in circumstances where I really didn't know that I was being manipulated, I guess I was trying to figure out what was going on, because in my situation, the person always be like, I don't know what I did or something. And I'm like, what do you mean? Or they would act like it never happened. And that's weird to me. Like, I was like, I really felt, like I said on my live, like I was in the Twilight Zone, or Ashton Kutcher was going to come out and say, hey, you been punked. Because it's like they really make you think that something, it really didn't happen. And you like, wait a minute. So then they make you think that instead of being the victim, they change it on you and make them the victim. Oh, you're just going crazy. You'd be like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? You really have to watch these manipulative tactics
Yep.
that people have. Definitely, have to watch that in all of the relationships. And, even I know we have more than that, but it's not my story to tell. But even we had another situation that happened this weekend where I don't know what's going on with friendship and women. There's some stuff going on where it's a lot of manipulation going on, where they try
That
to
full
make you feel,
moon and called
oh
the
yeah, that
boys
full
out to the yard.
moon. I forgot the blended told me it was the full moon. I
Yep.
forgot. And it's really like sad because you're like, not only do I have to worry about manipulation if I'm involved with somebody romantically, but now it's in all the ships. Like I said, you have to really be cautious and aware and see the signs of where people try to gaslight you. Um,
Yeah, it was crazy. D, you kind of going in and out. I don't know if you. I can't
oh,
hear you.
am I going in now? Hold on. We got a guest.
Yeah, no, I said it was you was going in and out, but it was a full moon though.
Right. Hey, Sharon.
Hi, sisters. How you doing?
Good.
And
How are
hi,
you?
everyone in the chat.
How are
Yes,
you
I figured
today? How's your mental health?
I'll
You know
come
how I
up.
ask.
Oh, how? Well, I've been doing pretty good. Been busy trying to do some everything.
Yeah.
My daughter had to tell me to slow down, but trying to arrange my crafting room. Yeah. But yes. I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish because I think you were in the middle, or were you finished with what you were
No, we
saying?
was just talking. She was telling me that I was going in and out. Hey, Third War. But I think I'm okay now. Can y'all
Okay.
hear me down there? If y'all can't hear me, let me know. No, go ahead, Sharon. We would like to hear your thoughts, Sharon.
No, I wanted to say that pretty much I'm feeling like I've experienced a lot of that manipulation tactics throughout my life, and really didn't see it. Didn't know it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I had told you all about the organization I was in, that later on I realized it was more of a cult or whatever. But in that situation, there was a lot of manipulation tactics going on. And
Mm-hmm.
it was like, I would say the leader, he would use, and he started that in the very beginning, that he was, he couldn't be judged, you couldn't judge anything he did, everything he did was right. When you did say something, he would make it look like you were, wrong, or you were confused about, things and that type of stuff. So that stuff, and it really affected me later on in life, because like I said, I, got involved in that when I was like 15 years old. So, they don't start off, doing that. And so I really looked up to this person, I learned a lot. He taught me a lot, but at the same time, he used I guess my youthhood, me not knowing and all that to his advantage. And
Mm-hmm.
so he would use it to, make it look like the things that he was doing was right, and I just ain't understand, and that type of stuff. And sometimes he would say a certain thing, and then I would question it and be like, no, I didn't say that. And I'm saying to myself, I know he said this to me, but then it started making me like, did he really, knowing that I know what he said, but then it
Mm-hmm.
makes you start questioning yourself,
Right.
even though you know you're right. So that stuff is really, really deep. Is really deep. But it caused me to question myself a lot, even now as an adult. When I'm doing stuff, and even if I feel like I'm doing something right, somebody else, even in relationships, after that, I've noticed that it was being used on me. And then I start questioning myself, well, maybe I'm just reacting because of the manipulation and stuff that I went through prior. So maybe it's me, that type of thing. And that person would use it because they knew what I was going through, until I had to really do a lot of shadow work and all that, thanks to Blenda Hillen and her classes and stuff. So it helped me to start really looking at myself. And it really even affected me for as opening myself up to people, friendships and all that. And I even went through some of it with siblings and stuff like that. So that stuff can really affect a person, and sometimes it can take a while to be able to bounce back from that.
Right. Did y'all see?
Yeah.
Nicole had me cracking up. Did y'all see this? I tried to manipulate people to say the away.
Hey, Nicole, say that
I,
again, girl.
Mhm.
I wanted to
excuse
do
me.
that too in this situation. Manipulated her, stay the fuck away. The
Mhm.
whole F away. Cause I'm telling you, the
And
way that she did me, I'm telling you, Miss Sharon, the way that she got me, it was crazy because like I'm a single mom. Before D got out here, like I'm
mhm,
literally I had a baby in gymnastics. My boys is in AAU, so we was like traveling, going out of state and stuff like that. So there would be times where this lady would take my
right.
kids with her out of state. Like it came really across like I'm helping you, and I literally took it as help because I needed the help. Like I wasn't trying to use or none of that
Right.
shit, but she came off as she loved to cook, like she literally do love to cook. So I'm like, I even had to ask her because it got to
Mhm.
start. I started being like, dude, do I seem like I'm using this lady? Because like, and this is crazy too, because this is the manipulation point too. Because I was like, am I using her? Because she literally was cooking
Mhm.
almost every day, and I'm giving her money. You know what I mean? So I could be like, I'm not using you. You know what I mean? You cooking this food and stuff. Here's some money for you cooking for me and my kids, or here's the money to go buy the food that you cooking. You know what I mean? Like I can throw money on it and help you out any
Right.
way that I can. You know what I mean? And like I said, some days I would cook for her, but she did most of the work. Like her and her wife would go pick up the boys. They'll be at her house while I'm getting my baby from gymnastics practice. Then I have another daughter that was getting ready to go off to college. Like, so I'm literally trying to manage all these areas, and she was helping me with it. But it came off as, yeah, I'm
Right.
helping you, yeah, I'm doing this, and I really leaned into it like, okay, we cool, until these incidents started happening, and I went to her to address them, and she would like kind of avert the conversation and turn it around on me like, well, you know your kids be doing this, and you know your kids be doing that. And I'm like, honey, my kids are not doing it at this extent that your kid is doing it. My kids ain't disrespecting me like that in front of you. Not, and that's not to say that my kids ain't over here kidding. You know what I mean? They doing kids stuff. They doing stuff that they
Hey,
shouldn't be doing. But I'm checking it. You know what I
mm,
mean? But she would
Right.
always tell me, well,
Right.
you don't know everything. You don't know everything that's going on. And then the little games, playing little games like, yeah, your kid just left it. Like she would do little things that I was like, this is weird. Like, why would you do that? But I kind of just blew it off though, because I'm like, yeah, she don't mean no harm by
Right.
it. You know what I mean? But it made me start second guessing myself,
Mhm.
because I started being like, I really don't want my kids hanging around over here.
Nicole is
I
cracking
don't.
me up.
Right.
I
And,
don't even want to be around over here. So I'm
You
like,
got me
right.
cracking up,
And
girl.
I realized I went through the
I'm
same
I'm
sorry,
thing
sorry,
with my
Sharon.
Miss
neighbors here.
Nicole got us. Nicole
Miss
got
Um,
us.
Sharon. Can I?
She got us. Hold on. Let's say
I'm
Nicole, because
sorry.
she got us real quick.
wait. Nicole, I said thank you for your service.
Mm, 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 mm,
Thank you for your
mhm.
Thank
service.
you for
Go
your service.
ahead.
Like she in the army.
No, I got that. I say thank you from your services, because I used to watch Basketball Wives, and that's what Shawnee would say when she's about to fire somebody off the show. She wouldn't say that. She'd be like, "Thank you for your services." But yeah, I get it. I get it. Go ahead, Sharon. Moon above says
Yeah, and
she
I kind of
accepted
went
you
through
respected her.
similar
Yeah.
with my neighbors because when I actually bought this property, I was in a situation where I had to kind of just move over here, and I had a home, but it wasn't really set up and all that. I didn't have running water and all that. So they
Mm-hmm.
were acting like they were just being friendly neighbors. They let me, get water from their house and, stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
also I was, helping out
Hey,
because I'm the
honey.
type, somebody help me, I want to try to help them some kind of way with
Yeah,
them, in
yeah.
certain things. So anyway, long story short, that was their way of really trying to get to know me, see, fill me out. So they're thinking I'm this little soft, person, easy going. So it was like after my grandchildren left, then they started trying to test me, started trying to claim part of my property and all that. And so I, started, letting them know it wasn't going to happen. So, when they kept pressuring, I started, it's because it was making me angry. Instead of me, putting myself in harm's way, getting in trouble, I said, let me just call the police or the sheriff and let them deal with it. Because, most of them is Mexicans and white around here. I'm the only black other than the neighbors across the street from me. They were almost trying to take their side. One day, I'm out there telling them, they keep coming on my property. He done moved on part of my property, acting like it's his and all that. And so I'm trying to explain, and he telling me to be quiet. The sheriff, I'm like, wait a minute, no, I'm not going to be quiet because I'm telling you this is my property. I showed him the property line and all that. So then he's like, well, you stay off of their property and they stay off of yours. I said, I don't come on their property. I wouldn't even disrespect nobody like that. If I come on there, I'm asking or whatever. So anyway, long story short, it started a domino effect because they seen that the sheriff wasn't really doing nothing. So then all of the other neighbors started doing it, and I'm, getting in, arguments and all that to the point one attacked me. But, I later on, after really, like I said, sis Blended Healing had to come to me, look, Sharon, you got to calm down. You know how these people is and all that. You got to take other avenues and calm down. And I'm like saying to myself, man, these people done got me round up. I'm trying to be nice. They trying to take my kindness for weakness. What you mean? Calm down, PP. But I had to go through the shadow work to really see and understand why it was necessary for me to calm down, because now what they were trying to do is use my anger and getting upset and coming at them to act like now she crazy, she paranoid,
Yep.
And this is what they were telling the sheriffs. And even up to when the guy attacked me and I went to court, they knew what was really going on, because this man was a retired fireman and all that, he had people in the courts and had family in the sheriff department, so they played along with the situation. And thank God my daughter was there, which made them back off a little bit, because they was going to really try to act like I was crazy and losing my mind. And, she pretty much was like, we see what's going on and all that. But so that stuff is used in so many incidents.
Ooh.
And you really, really, and it made me not want to receive help from people and stuff like that, because I'm like, what is their alternatives and stuff. And I had to really start looking at this stuff and say, you can't take, blame what, other people do to you and make it seem like it's the whole world doing it to you. So it took a lot of me, really going into myself, and it's still, kind of tough, looking at myself, really seeing, where I need to adjust definitely my anger and all that stuff, but also open up to, and know that everybody ain't out to get you, everybody ain't trying to manipulate you and all that. But it's not an easy thing for me because I went through it so much. Yeah.
You know what? And you absolutely right, Sharon, because here's the thing. Let me show you how I relate to you. This lady acted up on Sunday at the boys' banquet. Now, had I had went out there when she's crying and foaming at the mouth, do you know how these people would have looked at me if I would have been out there with her like, and you know what? And you know what I mean? They would have been like, I know that they didn't come here and make no scene at a kid's event.
Right.
She did this purposely and went outside purposely so she could try to create a scene.
Right.
But the funny
So we
thing
can
is,
act out
Right.
our body.
yeah, and the funny thing is when I talked to the coach later, I texted the coach and told her, I'm sorry that I didn't want to make no scene at y'all's place. She was like, I didn't even know what was going on. That's how quiet I kept it, because she really wanted me to go over there and act crazy with her. And if I had did that, just exactly what you're saying with the police officers, they was making you look like you was crazy. That's what she tried to do to me. And I had to, in the instant
Right.
moment, because after she called my daughter a bitch, I was already
Right.
like, oh, I'm about to fire her right. Like, but then I had to assess where we at. I'm trying to
Mhm.
teach my children how to level themselves. You ain't about to get out here and have me acting like no fool out here. You must think I'm stupid. Like, but after that situation and then just doing all the studying that me and D have studied on manipulation, I'ma still have relationships out here. I'ma still be with people. Now I see how people really do be moving. I'm not gonna let that close me
Right.
up because it's gonna be a one and done. Like if you listen to the show before this, I was like, my block game is strong. Even though I may block people
Right.
prematurely, my block game is strong. Cause once I see you starting to play games and you starting to move funny, I'ma block you. Cause ain't nobody got time for that. And now I don't have
Right.
time. I put my boundaries down with her. Cause one of my one of my traumas is having people yell at me. I do not like people
Mm-hmm.
yelling at me. I don't when during arguments or heated situations, I will tell a person, hey, give me my time. I will come back and talk about this, but like give me some time to blow off my steam because I don't want to come in hot on this situation. And I've told her that plenty of times. So for her to then turn around and do the very thing that I asked her not to do, and she didn't even have, here's the thing, I don't even know why she even went there. Like you're crying and foaming out, like what is that
Mm-hmm.
about? That's the manipulation tactic. Like she emotionally tried to get me then, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, to get me to act out of my
Right.
emotions. She literally went straight to my emotions. Well, this is where I'm going to attack you at. And I had to think in a moment like, okay, I see where you going with this. You trying to get me to act up out here so people could judge me. That's not going to happen. You're not going to do that. So
Right.
I
Right.
literally, and one of the tactics that it tells you to do is dead your emotions to the situation so that they don't keep picking at your emotions trying to set you off. So I
Hey,
literally deaded my
Lottie.
Right.
emotions and I stood there and looked at her like you know how a kid start falling out at the store and you be like, I know you better get your ass up. And you just sit there and you just look at her for a second like that's kind of how I did her. Like I
Mm.
didn't after I couldn't see and I
Right.
couldn't say nothing to her, I just deaded the whole thing like I ain't worried about you, lady. Go ahead and act up. And then that's when my daughter came up and pulled me away. But the thing is that if I may offer is that what now that you've listened to the show and you got the tools, use them. Don't and when you go into
Right.
relationships and you know you're acting out of your heart and you know you're doing the right thing, don't let that change you. Because what it'll do is it'll change you to be like really like, oh no, I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want but don't let it do
Mhm.
you like that. You now know the tools
Right.
that if I see you trying to emotionally attack me and I know that I haven't done nothing wrong, you manipulating, so let me move on around. Or if I'm acting calm and
Right.
I'm talking to you and you acting like a rabid dog and running here and acting like Pinky and
It's okay,
Friday,
Saudi.
you know, acting
Mm-mm.
like Pinky and Friday. Woo! Say one more word. You know what I mean?
That's how
I
I
got to
felt like
get. I
acting.
got to get from around you. You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna
Right.
play that game like block. You know what I mean? So yeah, if I could just offer that, don't let it change you, Miss Sharon. Like we are in these situations to teach one another how to regulate our emotions, how to be more emotionally intelligent. We are on this podcast being open with you guys and being vulnerable, showing you that you're not the only one that goes through this thing. See, we get out in these situations in life and we feel like, oh my gosh, this happened to me, so I don't want to connect with nobody now. But see, that is where we get it wrong because it's only a learning experience. It's not for you not to connect, it's actually for you to connect. And it's for you to connect with yourself, for you to look and see what you desire, what you deserve, what your self-worth is, how you handle yourself, how you want people handling you. That's all it is. It's just that check-in for you to say, okay, this is how I need to move next time. So now you have that information. And if you were to go into another situation where you see people moving funny or people is trying to say, hey, this is mine, you start off at the gate like, nope, I'm making this boundary right here. From right here and right here, I would appreciate it if y'all don't cross that. Okay. I just want to make sure
Mm-hmm.
it's clear and that we have an understanding that this is what it is. And if it gets funny after that, cut it. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
a,
Mm-hmm.
a
Yeah.
couple of things that I wanted to say was first of all, you gotta once you are aware of certain tactics, like Kelly said, you have to really be mindful. Because when my cousin came in, that's like my niece. She was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Auntie, I don't know if I want to even tell you what happened." And then she was like,
Mm-hmm.
she said she called me a bitch. Now, yeah, if you know me, you know me, and you know my situation. I got up, and my first instinct was to be like, I'm about to go off on her, and this cane might go upside her head. That's what I seen. I seen the future, y'all. I seen the future, and then I was like, wait a minute, I'm at an event where, hey, son, kiss. I'm at an event where she is doing this on purpose, right? She's actually manipulating
Mhm.
so that we could look a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? So we can look
Mhm.
a certain type of way. Then it's gonna look bad. Oh, they family and auntie and mom was out there fighting, and then so I just politely went to the car. But you have to be aware of the surroundings and the tactics that people are trying to do, because the OD,
Right.
the
We would have
OD,
walked. We would have been out there whopping like we on Friday. Whop, 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 whop. Got fuck them up.
and
Right.
so be aware of that. The second thing that I want to talk about is share. I'm going to talk on the opposite side because I feel that I'm very, very genuine when it comes to these different ships, right?
Mhm.
And I have to prove myself all the time in these ships because I don't realize that the people are damaged or had manipulation done to them. So I'm being
Mhm.
my genuine self, and it'd be so hard because I feel like I'm proving. I have to keep proving myself and keep proving myself. But then you go hang around the people that's really manipulating you. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'll be like, you
Mhm.
cool with me, but then
Mm-hmm.
you go hang out with the people that's really manipulating you, and then you get your feelings hurt, and then now it's still even harder for me for our
Mhm.
friendship or something to grow because you didn't got manipulated again by someone else. So then it's harder. So the people that are really trying to have bonds with people, they're so guarded. You're so
Yeah.
guarded, and
Mhm.
I understand it because of going through these different podcasts and learning things. I get it, but it is hard. Like you be like, dang, I don't feel like I have to keep explaining myself. And then you
Yeah.
be like, well, you're doing this, and I feel you're doing this. And then I'm like, I'm not. I'm really not doing that. But
Yep.
listen to this.
Mhm.
Here's the twist to it, y'all. Because the problem usually is there's a master manipulator and they doing something behind the scenes. Boom.
Yeah. Yep.
There's somebody
Absolutely.
trying to destroy
Mhm.
it behind, and they manipulating the situation, and you don't even know that that's happening. That's the
Right.
master.
Right.
The master manipulator is the one that you don't see. The one
Right.
that's doing stuff and having stuff going on, and you like, ain't neither one of us are talking about it. You know what I'm saying? We just thinking, we're not thinking that a person or somebody else is manipulating us or making us think a certain way. So we're not even talking about it. But that's the one that's the master. Because you see these strings up here, the master can use other people to direct them strings and master manipulate. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
like. And here's the thing, the lady that I was dealing with, she is the master manipulator. She's manipulating her wife because her wife even was like, how does your wife tell you I'm trying to teach my wife? First of all, you 10 years younger than your wife. Your wife should be trying to teach you something, but you telling me you gonna teach your wife how to act and teach her son how to act. This ain't even your son. You know what I mean? So he ain't really
Mhm.
even listening to you. He don't even care about what you got to say. So it's kind of like I'm trying to teach my wife and my son how to act. I said, "Oh my gosh, she is the master manipulator." And then you try to pull me into the situation as well, and now you're trying to manipulate my kids, her wife, her kids, my everybody. She's got her hands on every string. And the thing is, it is hard for
Mhm.
people to look at it and be like, because like D said, we got good hearts. We go and do things for people, and it be hurt. I don't know why. Well, let me not say I don't know why, but we do draw people that have been hurt or have been through some things. And it is where we constantly had to prove, well, we not the freaking manipulators. We trying to help you out. But it's
Right.
hard when a person has been manipulated so many times or things have happened in their life where you can't get through, or they make it hard, or it's like they
Right.
don't believe you are genuine or who you are. That's why I said don't let it change you,
Right.
because what happens then in the background, you letting it change you, then when you really do have a genuine person that comes into your life, you gonna be like, yeah, what you
Right.
manipulating, you won't even be open to receive an actual good person actually sent there to help you out in your life. So it's like
Exactly.
just learn what the tactics are, and then move accordingly.
Right.
Right.
And that is true, because that's the thing that I have to remind myself of, and try to I guess adjust myself accordingly as well. Yes. But
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I even realized, even in the situation with my neighbors, the attack was a manipulation, really, to get me to back up, because they know I don't really like conflict. And being that the court showed me that they weren't going to really do nothing, and the sheriff and all that. So now this makes him feel like, and it makes me careful about even going on my own property, because I'm trying to avoid a situation, because I know my temper and my anger. But at the same time, now I don't even feel comfortable calling the sheriff or going to the court or anything, because they showed me that they gonna back them up. So it puts me in a rough situation. But at the same time, I gotta not give up and keep going, because I definitely have to protect my property. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So Nicole said people who do
Mm.
things are the kind of kindness of their heart don't have to say a word. People who manipulate have to say every syllable. Ooh, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
And she ain't even lying,
Mm-hmm.
and she ain't lying, because think about how she was
Right.
talking to
That's
us, you know what I
true.
mean? When she was talking to us, she had
Yeah.
to articulate, I'm here for you, I got you and your kids, and
Right.
you, like she was on it. Like I'm just trying to make sure you know that I got your back. Like I'm looking like, alrighty then, you're out of control.
Right.
Right.
But
Moon
it
Love said
Yes.
focus
Yeah.
is to gain personal and professional power.
Yep.
Ooh, yes.
Yep, they be focused on
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yes.
And I'm saying, like, and here's the
Yes.
thing, I just
Thank
wanted
you,
to
Sun Kiss.
kisses Sun Kiss's comment covert. Here's the funny thing, it wasn't covert at all. Once we sat down and we started uncovering certain things and talking about it, it was like, oh no, this ain't covert at all, it's all in your face. She's putting it all out there. But if you would but the
Mm-hmm.
thing about it is, if you don't know what manipulation looks like, if you don't know what it feels like, you would get caught up, and it would be kind of undercover, it would be unseen, you know what I mean? Because I would have really, I did,
Right.
if at first the way the relationship started, that's how why I was in it for so long, you know what I mean? Because I didn't notice that I was
Right.
being manipulated. It wasn't until I started
Mhm.
researching, like, hold on, wait a minute, I feel kind of weird, we feel like we're being manipulated, oh hold on, let's study this real quick.
Right.
And then once we
Yeah.
studied it and we started noticing, oh my gosh, I'm like, I've been manipulated, like you said, been manipulated most of my life. And these people,
Right.
and then
Exactly.
I said, that's,
Exactly.
and I never understood why I'm not gonna say never had friends, but I never had true friends, because I would beat them up. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie, I would beat them up. And the
Mm,
moment you start acting like old girl did,
mm.
and you yelling and doing, I'm punching you right in your mouth and knocking your 32s around. I'm gonna readjust them up. That's how it changed me. And I know it's funny now, but that's how it changed me back then. Like I would notice that something wasn't right, you were
Yeah.
really trying to make me feel a certain way, then I'm fighting, you know what I mean? And so that's kind of how it
Right.
changed
Yes.
me, and
'Cause
now I'm about
I
to fight
mean,
everybody.
right. That's how I became, and so on the defensive and all that. And then I guess I became the mean witch, and all this
Right.
type of stuff. Oh, we can't be, but understand it pretty much. That type of tactics is really to get you to allow them to take advantage or do whatever. So I'm thankful that I'm learning, kind of what it is. But like I said, it's still a work in progress. Yes.
Yeah, I'm telling
Mm,
you, and yeah, Sun Kiss, it was like she was trying to be like who, trying to convince me or you, or I'm like, come on, girl. But once like that, like I said, I noticed what was going on. Y'all, please check out the show before the and look at all the things that we touched on there: the gaslighting, the
mhm,
isolation, the way they try to control every situation. If you're in a financial, we talked about all of that. And literally, it wasn't until I went
mhm,
through all of that and I started studying it, it was like, wow, she really tried, because she tried to do it emotionally. For me, it just didn't feel right. Like before I knew all the things that I
mhm.
know now, it didn't feel right. Like my soul was like, this ain't
Right,
right. And I literally just stood there and
right.
looked at her while she was going off. I just went dead and was like, girl, we're grown. And you, and I had to look around like we're at a freaking child's banquet. You are out here yelling and screaming. You didn't call my daughter a bitch loud, and she yelled it so loud. I wish y'all could have seen it. She said it so loud.
Mm,
Hey, bitch. Like, girl,
mm,
and I'm
mm,
like,
mm,
you're a grown woman addressing my daughter, and my daughter is grown too. My daughter is
mm,
22 years old. But what if my daughter was out of control and would have went over there and started whopping her up?
mhm.
She did
You know what I mean?
extremely
Right.
well. She did very, very well.
She did.
We
I
both
know.
sat in the car together and talked about everybody. That's what helped us. She's the one that put this comment at a
Mm, mm, mm,
manipulator always it always feeds off of vulnerabilities. No, she did so good. Both of us. And I mean, y'all, this is what I always say. The divine always had a reason for making me have what I have, even though, if you know about my situation, I can't move like I used to, because I don't know, y'all. It's something. It would have been a different thing, It would have been something different. But once I
mm.
really, when you are connected spiritually and you use the tools, like I seen, if I reacted, this is what was going to happen. So my first reaction, yes, I did get up and was like, we going outside. And then once I seen, there's a way that you can foresee things, and then your gut will tell you, no, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? D, look where you're at. When I walked outside, I was like, oh, look at all these kids out here. She knew what she was doing. But for my little cousin, my little niece, that's what I call her, to do what she did at the age of 22, she gets commended, because when I was 22,
Yep.
I was a firecracker. You feel me?
Mhm.
That's me,
Yes.
because at
And
22, I would have slapped her.
I just thank God the situation with my neighbor went as it did, because actually when he attacked me, I drew my fist and was ready to strike him, and my granddaughter was on the other side, but something was holding me back. And after really, just looking at the situation or all that, that is what they wanted. And matter of fact, my granddaughter had a dream a month before about that very situation. And so that
Mhm.
they wanted me to strike him so they can grab me, lock me up, and then they got,
Yep.
access to my property like they wanted
Yep.
it to.
Yep.
So I just
Exactly.
thank God for him intervening.
Right.
Yes. Mm.
Okay,
But
Blended.
see, but you just said
Real
it.
quick, y'all, let me say good night. Blended, she's getting ready to head in. And E. Nicole said,
Okay.
I love this
Mhm.
girl. She gonna be back.
Have a good night, Blended.
Look at E. Nicole.
Good night.
Be safe, E. It's all love. We're gonna have some conversations. I love you so much, both of y'all.
Bye. See you later, E.
uh, yeah, okay, go ahead, y'all. Sorry.
Yeah, no, no, but I was just telling Sharon, like, that's exactly it. But do you see how you got that feeling? That's the thing. When you get that feeling before the stuff even cracks down, that's how you know you being manipulated.
Right,
And you have to be able to
right,
readjust in the moment to say, okay, let me hold myself right here. Because I know if and here's the thing, some of us just
right,
be like, they don't, the thing about people is they don't know, what if you messing with an unhinged person that don't got no help? They gonna pop off with you. They gonna
right,
immediately, you know what I mean? And that's
right,
not to say that you can't go off sometimes. I'm not saying that, but you kind of got to be
Oh,
careful
child.
nowadays.
I know
Just
with
popping off
God.
on
Yeah.
people. You know what I mean? You just kind of got to check in. Like, is this the right time to
Hmm.
do this? Because if I get out, like now,
Right.
if you like it's worth it and you gonna do it, then I mean, I can't nobody stop you. But if you have a time to assess the situation and say, hold on, let me check this out, because you're trying to take me to a place, it's good that you noticed that and was like, hold on, because then y'all gonna get my property. Because that's exactly what
Yeah.
they was doing. Because if
Mhm.
they get you locked up, you can't answer no citations, you can't answer
Right.
nothing that they submit to the
Exactly.
court.
Exactly.
You can't do none of that. You know what I mean? And they knew if we get her locked up, we can
Right.
get her stuff.
Yeah. Moon above said
Yes.
the
Yeah.
fear of not being in control because they don't feel love or empathy. She wanted to feel love she has never had before. We gave her something she always wanted. That is always the problem.
We get that
Mm.
all, but we get that all the time
Mm.
though. That's the crazy part. Our family, I will tell you, Sharon,
Absolutely, sun kiss princess.
our family gets that all the time, that like people can't believe the way that we love, and it be some people it seems like our love is
It's
unreal or
fake.
not
Yeah.
genuine. They really be like, you don't
Mhm.
really
Hmm.
love like that, dude. No, we really do, because we've learned. We actually over here studying what it means to love. We actually over here opening up conversations to show how we love one another. We make it a safe space for the children, for us to talk, so that we can clear out old wounds. One thing that we are chain breakers on this side. We want to break
Mhm.
all the chains that people have put in our lives. We want to be better people so that we can go forward and mingle with better people as well. And that's not to say that somebody that's working on
Hmm.
themselves can't get to that level, but I hope that what we show, somebody can also feed off of that to help make them better. But we get it
Mhm.
all the time, as we get
Right.
people that be like, I just want to be around y'all, y'all so fun, y'all this, and they think it's a game. No, this is how we really are. We really live
Mhm.
like this. But some
Hmm.
people can't believe it. And like Moon Above said, I know that I gave. Her sons would come over and be trying to stay at our house. Like, I wish. Her son one day said to me, why is y'all's family so magical? And I said,
Mhm.
what? He is
Mm.
like, yeah, he said, it seems like
Wow.
y'all magical. And I was like, baby, we are magical. What you trying to say? You want to live over here? He was like, I wish I could. And I
Mhm.
was like, it's okay, baby. You can come
Hmm.
over here as much as you want to. But it's like people can't believe it. But we've done a lot of work to get
Work.
where we at.
Exactly. And that's why we come and talk
Right.
like this, because I'm telling you, if you would ask people about me, they'd be like, not this deep. And I know, because even my niece, she was like, Auntie, you changed so much. And they was in a better way. She just looked at me because they know, like, I always had love. Don't get it twisted. But I was the tough love lady, and I did not take nothing. Man, when I tell you I didn't take no stuff, I
Mm.
didn't take no stuff. And it's because I really had to learn
Hmm.
in me, like, okay, D, something got to change, because you people are saying you a certain way, your approach, and I really had to heal. That's really what it was. I had to really heal
Hmm.
and be like, hey, what do I need to heal in order to be able to change? And this is healing for us. Like I said, knowing these things and what we've been doing and doing the research, that's why we're sharing it. And that's
Hmm.
why, let me do my plug. That's why I do Daily Dose of D. Y'all better tap into Daily Dose of D. Y'all set y'all notification at the Love Palace, because that's my thought and word of every day. That's how I feel, or what's on my mind every day, because I needed a place where I'm like, hey, I'm going to tell my story, because I'm not perfect. I got flaws. And
Yeah.
that's why even on our show, we do come up and show people like, hey, and like we'll have a story about that one day, because I really have came out of a show since I've had my illness, and that's, like I said, a whole nother show. But by learning these different ships conversations we have, and me doing the Daily Dose of D, and just going to positive content creators, my sister circle, Kelly Blended and Sharon, like we talk, Nicole, I talk to, we have some good conversations as well. Like creating your tribe, what you call another family, is
Hmm.
beneficial, and helping each other. And they be like, girl, I used to be that way too. Because I used to think I was the only one. And then when I sat here and talked to Kelly, I said, I
Hmm.
think I did manipulated some people. Like I even admitted to that. I said,
Yeah.
well, girl, I think I done
Mhm.
manipulated some people. We
Yeah.
just have to decide what
Mhm.
And
examples
I can
we
say
are
that I
going.
have
Right.
too. And it's just like Sun Kid said, there's choices. You could wake up every day and choose what you want to be. You lead by example. You display what you, because like you said, Sun Kiss, we do have to decide what examples we're going to display. And I want my examples to be good. Our young youth is out here dying at a rate that is exponential. You know what I mean? You look around and you see things happening in the world. You look at how domestic violence, like, did y'all even know that on average there's 24 people per minute that are either rape
Mhm,
victims, uh this physical violence, and stalked by an intimate partner? So
mhm,
it's kind of like you don't know what somebody's going through. So
mhm.
you got to be mindful of what's going on. And so I know that I got to be a voice for my children right now. They out here seeing different things in the world. There's a whole lot of stuff that they can get wrapped up in. So I need to teach them. And then not only that, when you're teaching, because my life ain't over, but I'm older now, and and I kind of know how to navigate this. My children are coming up into this, so teaching them the way to go, they'll get extra benefits from teachers, people wanting to give out scholarships, going to college for scholarships. But these people are looking at how you behave. They're looking at how you carry yourself. And if your parent is out here acting a fool, acting
Mhm.
stupid, and doing all kind of stuff, well, the funny thing is you don't think your kid's going, because she literally don't think that her kid acts a certain way. This is what's crazy about the whole thing. She don't see a problem. She sees the problem, but she's like, it's not as bad as what people are
Right.
saying it is. And then talking to other people, they like, you need to keep your kids away from him. Like at this event, the whole coach at this event, after the boy came in late, him and his parent came in late. After he came in, they turned around and they gave him a certificate. After they gave the certificate, one of the coaches gave a little speech, and they was like, be mindful of the people that you hang out with, because hanging out with them people could get you in trouble. And also mind yourself when you're out here playing these games. If things ain't going your way, don't throw your hands up and walk away. They was literally directly talking to this dude and his mom. The boy got on headphones, so he didn't even hear nothing that the coach said. And his mom and them is over there like bobbleheads, like, yeah, 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 yeah. We got it. We understand what you're saying. But she literally don't think her son have a problem. But this is stemming from the mother. You wonder why your kids is having problems. You can't even get it together. So that was crazy in
Mhm.
itself.
Yeah, exactly, Sunkiss. Our children don't do what we tell them generally. They end up doing what they saw. It's man, Sunkiss,
Yep.
and people in this society with social media, and yes, I'm gonna speak on it because I let me use me as example. When I made this platform, I said because I'm a grandmother, I wanted my grandchildren to be able to see a side where I was pleasant, and they'll hear stories about me and be like, oh, but my grandmother changed. So when they go and listen to me, and I found out, like, even before I moved here, Kelly and them used to always chime in, but I found out that they let my grandson, if they're up, if I do early ones, actually listen to me. And I know that they're going to see something like, oh, she wasn't up here doing what other people do. People need to realize, like Sun Kiss said, it's how you act. You don't want your kids to be nothing, or your grandchildren nothing like you. And the reason why I say that, even if it's good, because you know why? We want them to be better.
Yep.
We want them to be better.
Right.
So we don't want them to
Exactly.
be a better cussing person out,
Right. Right. That part.
calling people bitch. You know what I'm saying? Remember, your behavior is going to always, always work on it. Yeah, always, kids are always going to watch that. Excuse me,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. And that's where I'm at. Like, and that's these are my pride and joy right here, are my children. And ever since I lost a father and I'm doing this by myself, I really gotta lean in. So I'm with them more. I'm not no helicopter mom, because I let them do what they need to do as long as they can show me that what I'm teaching you is working. But the moment that you show me that you,
Mm-hmm.
like my son, when he tried to do the thing with the hoodie, I had to check him real quick. Like, oh, you want to act like another kid? My face was like, okay, you want some?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my hoodie. I'm about to go to the
Mm-hmm.
car and get you something else, mom. Like, but then that's the thing. I offer my kids options. Like I tell them, there's always a way out of a situation. Don't you ever get in no situation and think that this is the only way you could go. There's always a way out if you're looking
Right.
for it. And so I give
Mm-hmm.
them options so that they can see. Sometimes, yes, we can make a decision and it may not come out favorable, but I also can make another decision that will come out favorable that could make me move from this situation. So I offer them
Mm-hmm.
that.
Right. Muna
Mm-hmm.
Buzz said, y'all know when people start showing emotional blackmail, it's deeper than behavioral issue. It's a psych ward.
Hey, yeah, that's what it felt
Mm-hmm.
like on
For
Sunday.
real, I'm telling y'all that foaming, yes, Sun Kiss, because Sun Kiss said foaming at the mouth. Yes, Sun Kiss, that did happen.
Son
It,
kiss, her mouth, her if you seen Cujo, anybody in here seen Cujo? If you seen Cujo, put a heart in the chat because when I say Cujo, I am not
Yeah.
playing
Oh,
with
yeah.
y'all. I am not playing with y'all. Her mouth and everything started getting white. I said I should punch you right
Wow.
now. And I would have laughed once I punched her because I would have felt it would have felt so gratifying right in the mouth. Cause it was white, it's spitting, dripping down her mouth. I said, oh my goodness, what have we introduced?
Wow.
yeah, Cujo is my jam. I can't say no,
For
y'all. I'm serious.
real.
It was, yeah. I didn't see all that, and that's why I tell you, you are put in the right situations at the right time. I'm letting you know because there's certain things I don't allow, but then I have grown, and I'm like, you know what? People when they manipulate you and treat you certain type of ways, they end up getting their karma. It don't have to be from us. And
Yep.
then they sit there and wonder
Right.
why things are going on in their life. Like you have to sit when you start having things happen in your life and you're wondering what's going on and you're not doing, I don't even want to say right, doing what you believe is the correct thing to do and living by that, you don't have to do nothing because that person is going to get
Mm-hmm.
it on their own. And they wonder. I hear people like, I know in our situation, she's going to have to deal with that son. And it's sad. Like, I have a gut feeling that there's gonna be some harm done. Like the way his behavior is, these people in Georgia ain't playing. You understand what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like you cannot just
Mm-hmm.
think and talk stuff and do the things that you do, and then she's gonna have to sit back and think about, oh my God, I should have listened, or I tried to manipulate the situation. We have to be aware of how things are gonna occur. When I seen that,
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was deeper than just talking, ma'am. Are you okay? Do you need water?
Or medication.
Medicine?
No, for real. My daughter swooped me up so quick. She didn't even my daughter she didn't even want me to finish the conversation. She
Yeah,
said,
she
I'm
was
like,
mad. No,
no.
she didn't want her talking to none of. She was ready to go. She was like, "No, we need to get out of here." Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she sure did. She sure did. She grabbed me up. She yelled in her face, "Oh hell no, you not about to do my mom like that." You know what I mean? Like, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
so grateful for my children because I know that I'm raising them right. You know what I mean? And if
Mhm.
my kids can be a
Right.
benefit, because I know that I want to put children that are productive citizens of society out here. I don't want them out here going off on people, triggered, like really triggering and intentionally out here manipulating people. So I knew when my daughter came and got me, I was like, you know what, Divine, I'm doing the right thing. Cause if my kid even notices this ain't even it, cause I was just looking at her like, woman, I was gonna let her fall all out on the
She said
ground.
she
Like,
didn't know if she was gonna jump or bite. I knew we had to leave the room.
Yeah. That's why my daughter had to help me to back down and, mom, you giving them what they want. That's what they want you to do. They want you to come after them. They want, conflict, so that they can get what they want. And you need to just back down, for a while. So I notice now it's like, they can't believe that I ain't been running out, every time they doing something or whatever. But I just say, I'm gonna just let God handle it, and I know it's, things that I'm probably still have to do, far as, trying to go towards legal actions, but at the same time I gotta use my head and protect me and my family, and that's
And
what
you
my
got
daughter
and you
had to
got the
bring to my
tools.
attention too,
And
Yes. Yeah.
here, you got to understand that now that
Hello.
you've learned, sometimes you may in the court system now you may put in that situation again, and you got to have your head on straight to be like, well, let me just tell you what happened, because at this point in time now you see how they are. Now you can clearly recall the situation, but when you
Hmm.
out of control and your emotions is all over the place, you can't deliver the right message. You ain't gonna be able to get your point across.
Right.
And especially if
Right.
you dealing with the court system where they tell you take your emotions out of it and just speak facts. If you
Well, they
are
wasn't even trying to hear it anyway, so they wanted to use that as an excuse. But yes, you're right. I feel like if I wouldn't have let my emotions get so into it, I would have been able to, because my emotions was so into it that the tools that I really had to block them, I allowed them to cloud my mind where I couldn't bring it up. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I get
Uh-huh.
exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I'm only
Mm,
speaking from
mm,
experience, because I'm telling you, it would have took one instant for me to punch her in
mm.
her mouth, and I wouldn't have been wrong. She called my daughter a bitch, so I wouldn't have been wrong to punch her in the mouth. But see, the
Right.
thing is, even though we might be right in the situation, we kind of got to take the higher road, even though we don't want to. We just got to, because now, being that I calmed all the way down, I
Right.
was really able to look at the full situation. Like, when I talked to her wife after the situation went down, I wasn't on hot or heated, but I was able to deliver my message clearly to her wife. Like, listen, check this out. I will no longer be y'all's friend. So now I got to talk to y'all like y'all third graders. I will no longer be your friend because your wife acts like Cujo,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want my children to get hurt. Now put four fingers up and a thumb down
Mm-hmm.
if you need help, because we'll help you out the situation too.
Right.
if you if you are having a problem.
And I
Yes.
think what had me so, and they knew it too, so upset, because I had been fighting with them back and forth with this thing for some years, and I even had went to the captain in the sheriff department, went to the magistrate office way before he attacked me, and told him what was going on, and told him that I'm trying to avoid having a bigger situation because it has gotten very heated and all that, and I'm trying to keep it from going even further. But like I said, these were some of his buddies I'm talking to, so they
Mhm.
act like, yes, I hear you, and I know, I said they're trying to make it look like I'm the just being paranoid and all that, or just this mean person, and I'm not that type of person. And he was like, yes, I can see that, and we're going to check into it. But they just took the steps to make it look like they were doing their job, but they didn't
Excellent.
really do much of anything. Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Look at
So
this. This.
yeah, if I would have just kept my calm and been focusing
Mhm.
on who really got the power, I
Yeah.
would have, I think, had a little better outcome, and I would have seen it a little better and been able to address it a little better. Yeah.
Right. I liked what Sunkist said.
Mhm.
The only way, that's the only way I like to conversate without emotion, but it's a learned behavior. You know who you can learn that
Right.
from? Let me tell y'all
Hmm.
something. Y'all come close. Let me tell y'all who y'all can learn that from. A real man, because a real man don't talk. And I'm just saying, real men, they don't talk with their emotions like that, like how us women do. And you notice I said a real man. Not all men do that,
Mm-hmm.
but a real man can
Mm-hmm.
really have a conversation. And I learned that by dealing with, not even in a relationship, but dealing with my grown men sons. I had to learn with them. They taught me, Mom,
Mm-hmm.
just listen, stop feeling. And I'm like, that's the secret. We have to not talk with our emotions. And I really listen to the words that they're saying.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I have slipped up, even with other men, and got my emotions involved instead of just listening. And I had to be like, okay, let me really listen to what they were saying, because they're really, a real man is really like that. They're going to say what's on their mind, and they're going
Yeah.
to, this is it, and this is all, listen by the words. They're not going into, oh, well, it made me feel this way. They're going to say what they're going to say. So that's just what I'm offering.
Right.
A real man could do that. That's what
Right.
I've learned.
You are
Mm-hmm.
absolutely right.
Well, I can't.
Yep, you right. They know how
I
to con-
can't
they knew how to
say I
communicate.
experienced that yet. Just no, somewhat, but not quite.
It has to be a real man. Like I'm just saying, really, and
Yeah.
yep, right. It has to really be, and I'm
Mhm.
telling you, because like I really started. So for like 2 years, once my sons and their father brought it to my attention, because their father was like, we simple, men are simple. And I'm like, yeah, right. He was like, all you gotta do is listen to what we're saying. We're not asking you to actually go, but listen to it. So for 2 years, I'm telling y'all ladies, I actually did that. I started just listening and just sitting back and like, okay, don't have no feelings. And like I said, I did have some times where I did have some feelings involved, but for the most part, after, even with those, I would go back and be like, dang, I did hear what you said. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it takes a real man. That's the key point. So yeah. Well, guys, it's like 2 hours and 19. Goddess, I appreciate. What did she say? Goddess, I resonate with you. I know you do, Sunkiss. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Jerice do it
y'all.
to Jerice do it to me right now. I
Yeah.
come in a little hot and he be like, hold on, mom, hold on, let me just finish saying what I gotta say, or just let me say, and I'll be having to be like, let me check myself. And this
Right.
is my young son doing this. So
Mhm.
it works, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? It really works, but it also
Mhm.
depends on the type of parent and how you are
Mhm.
engaging with your children. I'm learning this later on in life, you know what
Right.
I mean? Because I didn't have all these tools before, you know. So
Mhm.
the thing is we learn from each other. That's why I love this platform, because we can stay on topic. We are talking about issues and areas of opportunity, but we also talking about a resolution too. We also talking about how to recognize
Mhm.
these things. We're also
Right.
walking everybody through how you can get your help that you need, because we were once where some of the people started from. We're not at the same place, so we're all learning. So I mean, like I said, take everything as an
Mhm.
example, reuse it, retool it, whatever you got to do to make it work for you, so that you get the outcomes you want. Understand, like Dee always says, that we are the controllers of our reality. Nobody else controls that. So as long as we know that, you won't let nobody come in and be a parasite in your life, knowing that they sucking the energy out of you. You will actually react in a way that gets you. You will respond in a way, not react, but you will respond in a way that can help you get to your desired outcome without having to manipulate people.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Okay, Sharon, you got any last words? We about
Mhm.
to start wrapping this up, y'all.
Oh, wow. Hmm. Well, I would say that, after really digesting the whole situation, and the things that I've been through, with the manipulation and all that, it helped me to look at myself and see where I needed to adjust myself to keep those type of people from affecting me. Because one thing I've learned is you can't change the way people think and act or treat you, but you can change the way you let them affect you. So
Mhm.
that is one of the things I've big lessons I've learned out of these situations. And I mean, even people have been saying, you know, oh, I ain't even recognize you. You look different. You look more calmer or whatever. And I'm like, really? Well, thank you. I feel better than I've ever felt in my life, you know, because I'm learning me, I'm learning, you know, people, you know, and I'm learning how to adjust myself accordingly, you know. And like I said, still a work in progress, but you know, I'm thanking God for how far I have gotten. And that's one thing, you know, we have to look at. And it takes me back to Linda Hill always said, you know, have compassion for yourself. You know, sometimes you can't beat yourself up because we tend to beat ourselves up or, you know, allowing
Mhm.
ourselves to go through that type of stuff. But, you know, we also got to look at, you know, those situations are real. Those are real emotions and stuff, you know. So it's okay to feel those emotions, but not let those emotions control you. Yeah.
Right. Okay, I like that.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Kels, anything else you like to say?
Well, like I always say, you are don't let no one else tell your story. You tell your story, that way you are in the clear to move how you want to move. And be purposeful with how you move too, because we are all out here looking for something. Just make sure that you are refining yourself and applying yourself in the ways that you want your outcome to be, because you do control your outcome. It never depends on somebody else controlling the outcome. So please just take what we give. I'm still learning every day, and I'm gonna still continue to learn throughout my life. This is a journey that we're all going on. So just commit to yourself more than anything. Just commit to yourself to get the best out of life. And I love you guys. Thank you for coming through and spending your time with us and listening to my story. I appreciate it. Like I state all the time. Thank you for letting me. This is allowing me to grow too and sharing my story. And lets me be able to get rid of some of the things that I used to think of in the past and now learning how to work toward a better future. So thank you.
Welcome. So yes, guys, this is episode 13 of The Ships. We will be back next week. Make sure you tune in to Daily Dose of D every day, weekday instead of the weekends. And it's just either between it's not as long as this, but I don't know. Tomorrow I'm gonna talk about health, y'all. That's gonna be my word tomorrow. So if y'all have time, make sure you tune and hit the notification button. Make sure you share and subscribe to all my streaming platforms. Let me show you. Well, let me go ahead and say this first, because y'all know my sponsor is the network. Y'all already know that. And let me play the clip what they got going on October 31st. I said it right, Kelly. October 31st. So all submissions for music, poetry, stories have to be submitted by this Saturday. Please go sub up to the network and you can see all the information on there, or as I displayed it on the screen. Once again, subscribe to my channel, Instagram, and TikTok as well. And as I always say in my closing, go tell somebody that you love them. Go tell those manipulators, guess what? Hey, I still love you, because that's going to irritate their spirits. Anywho, so peace and love to everybody. I will see you guys real soon. And I hope everyone has a nice evening and a good tomorrow's hump day. Ain't nobody humping around. Okay, anyway. I'm going to take y'all out with a song. Peace and love to everybody. Thanks to everybody that showed up in the chat. I'm so sorry. Marlene, it was a lot of you content creators. Thank you so much, Marlene. I'm so happy to see you back, and I'm glad you're safe. Nicole, I haven't seen her in a while. Sun Kiss, Saudi Queen, Talk Your Talk Media, of course, my sister Blended Healing, Bronze, Kiwi, Looney, Moon Above. I think I got everybody. Gary, and if I'm missing anybody, charge it to my mind and not my heart, y'all. My mind. And we got y'all trying to still come in the building, and I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. I appreciate you all. You can hit that like button on the way, share and subscribe. It's free $99. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for coming. Let me go ahead and get my song queued up. What am I gonna play? Let's see. I got it here. Sorry, let's see. Whew, y'all, I'm tired, y'all. That's why we're getting off, because I is tired. Okay, have a good day. Good night.
Yeah, as you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. We trying to make it out. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. Something to think about. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. We trying to make it out. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. Something to think about. As you can see, man, nothing is better. Yeah, way up past the clouds is where I'm found at. Can't look up the dudes I'm looking down at. Somebody said they ready for war. Well, where them clowns at? If money really equal to life, now how you count that? Trying to stay humble and level right where the ground at. Stress only made for the strong, that's built to bounce back. Dudes really telling a lot, never doubt that. Every road in the square when stuck on the mousetrap. You put yourself in a sticky situation, so the reason you condemn really ain't no debating. I'm trying to show you what reality is. When you do something in the world to take it out on your kids. These days are getting crazy, man, these cops are whack. Cause you could walk away with honor and get shot in the back. Make you something greater than life, that's what the struggle do. But just because you're struggling, don't let the struggle trouble you. Word. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. We trying to make it out. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. Something to think about. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. We trying to make it out. As you can see, man, nothing is better. They just really want us killing each other. Something to think about. I be on one. It's always pride to the fall come. Many 16 bars will leave you all done. Loaded up, ready to go. Watch how I kill a spit in the jungle using the sticks that the gorillas grip. I'm trying to live right and show the world with this pen right. It's funny how I seem to glow the brightest in this dim light. Somebody always lose trying to bend life. If you get away with murder, then you sin twice. Time is nothing when you thuggin', then it whiz by. It got you praying you don't die by what you live by. You should be good from the power I lent you, but only predicated from the things I've been through. Expectations, they get filled with naked sorrow. Don't expect people to change, you set the bar low. We all we got in this world.